Whoever's the producer, let's go, man. Come on, man. Time is money, dog. You can get an hour back, or I would do it again to get the power back. Have Godfather status. Think about it. That.
Yeah.
Let's
Who's
go.
that? Trick Daddy? That's a Trick Daddy bar?
Nah, it ain't no Trick Daddy bar. You understand what I'm saying? That's the Locks, nigga. LOX.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Styles P.
I'm trying to figure out what
your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And I was talking to J Hood yesterday. Shout out to J Hood, man.
My favorite rapper's favorite rapper is Lauryn Hill.
Shout out to J Hood, man.
I'm trying to figure out where I can drop men's song lyrics or like Usher song lyrics at some point, because it's a lot of rap quoting lyrics going on. But we need some of that, you got it bad or something. Start quoting that song or something.
But boy, your ass be listening to Ricky Martin. Boy, I know what you be listening. You be doing it,
bro. Luther, we go Luther Vandross, we go Brian McKnight. What? I mean, different.
Hey, I see you be in that weight room though, boy. I see your ass be in that room.
Yes, we working.
I respect that. I respect that. That boy be in that weight room. You gotta tell him, get your weight up, not your hate up. Jigga man is diesel when I lift the 8 up. Believe
Yo,
that.
so Damo, you had a question for Ticket. Yeah, we live. We live and well. Yeah, we alive and well, baby.
Hold on, Damo didn't have a question. I was talking to Grilltown, and Damo did what he always do, Ron, which is hate on me. Some people hate on me. You know how this go, Ron. So anytime
all I'm saying is, hold on. This is crazy.
Damo and the whole crowd gonna go against it. So go ahead, Damo. Say what you say.
I joined. There was a conversation going. Now, I'm sorry. I'm not the type of person that if I hear a conversation that I have an opinion on, I'm gonna just sit there and just smile at the camera. Chilltown had left. Chilltown disconnected. We're waiting for Chill to come back. He's not here. All I did was I pointed out something I didn't find consistent because we talked about Scotty, but like Ron said, I asked you a question, so I'm gonna ask it again because we're live. Do you feel Paul Pierce is better and or greater than Dwayne Wade?
It depends on how you're looking at it. Because, like, for example, you're looking at a piece when you think about Dwayne Wade, you're mainly thinking about him playing, with Shaq, and then you think about him playing with LeBron and Chris Bosh. You're not just thinking about their individual careers, because let's be honest, for the majority of his career, Paul Pierce played with Antoine Walker. Now, and Paul Pierce was the main guy for the years that they were successful. And those years, Paul Pierce did go to the conference finals, and the only team he lost to was the team that went to the NBA finals both years in a row, and that was the Brooklyn. That was the New Jersey Nets at that time. That was Jake.
Are you praising losing again?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying to you because we was talking about what did D Wade do without LeBron and Shaq and them, and D Wade didn't do anything close to what Paul Pierce did as the man. And then, as I told you, when Paul Pierce won the chip with Boston, he was the best player on the team. These is facts. And then not only that, everybody else quotes and says that they would have won again if they didn't have injuries in the NBA Finals. They think they would have won again in a series they lost to the Lakers. So he potentially could have had 2 rings. You understand what I'm saying? Then KG got hurt another one of those years. So that messed him up another one of those years that KG got hurt. You understand? D Wade, everybody, this is a crazy part. Everybody said he broke down after his second year with LeBron. Everybody makes it seem like he was getting carried by LeBron James after that first year, because they were saying that, D Wade was breaking down and that's why Bron had to leave. D Wade wasn't the same. And be honest with you, he was getting hurt. He was breaking down. He wasn't the same guy he was. So the guy D Wade was when he played with Shaq, won a championship, the guy he was that first year that LeBron came over there, he wasn't that dude no more after that first year because his injuries really started taking a toll on him. A guy like Paul Pierce, after Paul Pierce's first year in the league, he was the man all the way up until the last year that they was in Boston. He was the man. I mean, he was the best player. You could say KG, but KG had already taken a major dive from where he was in Minnesota. By the time KG had left Minnesota, he came over to Boston. He won a Defensive Player of the Year award in Boston, but that don't mean that he was, the best player on that team. Best player on that team was Paul Pierce. That was the guy you was going to when the game was on the line. It was Paul Pierce. That was the guy you was giving it to in any ISO situation where you need to go get a bucket, because Ray Allen wasn't that player no more at that time. So Ray Allen was more of a catch and shoot guy. He wasn't the same dude that he was when he was playing in Seattle, when he was playing in Milwaukee. So I mean, as I was telling my boy Chilltown, man, listen, I'm not mad as he is at Paul Pierce because Paul Pierce has had an illustrious career. Paul Pierce, bro. We ain't just talking about a bum, bro. This dude a 10-time All-Star. This dude done made multiple All-NBA teams. This dude a first ballot Hall of Famer. This dude is a what, didn't he make the All-Rookie team? Didn't he make the what you call it? Come on, man, this man. So he been balling since he came in the league. He been doing this thing.
Take it real quick before you get deeper in your monologue. I just need you to understand. I just need you to understand.
After this, Damo, I need to hear Chilltown too on this. Go ahead.
I got you. I just need you to understand. And again, this is what I'm saying. That feels disingenuous when we sat here and scrutinized Scottie Pippen for feeling however he felt, even though we deemed it as wrong. He still felt however he felt. He had the accolades, he had the accomplishments, he had the achievements. He felt how he felt about Jordan. But you can sit there and call him a clown for saying something you don't agree with. And on top of that, hold on, you went uninterrupted for a solid 3 minutes. Just let me say this, and I'm gonna let you chill go. Just hold on. Okay, all right. Again, you were uninterrupted. All this talk about Paul Pierce, and he still has never peaked as high as Dwayne Wade has peaked. Dwayne Wade he has a scoring championship. Dwayne Wade averaged 30 points a game for a season. Dwayne Wade has a plethora of defensive all-team selections that Paul Pierce never got close to getting. So again, when we're talking about between which players, listen, Paul Pierce can feel how he wants to feel about Dwayne Wade, but Dwayne Wade is objectively better. Was objectively better. He's objectively greater. There's no argument there. If you stack their resumes up, hold on. If you stack their resumes up, Dwayne has the better resume. If you stack their stats up, Dwayne has the better stats. If he's better. So Paul Pierce, hold on. I'm not saying you said that because I asked you a question and you didn't answer it. You just said it depends how you look at it. So you didn't even answer the question. But I let you rock. I didn't say nothing. What I'm saying is, if the question, and I asked you a question because me nor the people heard your answer. So again, I asked you. Okay, and again, you didn't answer it. You danced around it.
Here's my answer. Here's my answer to you. I told you to Chilltown. I don't think he's better than D Wade. I told Chilltown. But I don't think that Chilltown should be as upset as he is because I said that Paul Pierce had an illustrious career. Now let me go ahead and destroy your sorry ass with all this cap you're doing. The reason why we cooked Scottie Simpson's stupid ass is because he said that Jordan was a horrible player, nigga. That's why we cooked him. Because hold on. I'm not finished. He said Michael Jordan was a horrible player before he came. Nigga, when you came, you was on the bench for them first few years. When you came, you wasn't even an all-star when y'all first winning championships. Hold on, because now I'm finna put your ass in the deep cooker, right? When you came, nobody could ever say that you was the best player on any one of those teams. You can say there wasn't one of those teams where Paul Pierce had came in the league outside of his second year that you couldn't say up until KG left that he was the best player. He was, bro. Scottie Pippen was the second best player every year. And he running around here acting like he was the best guy. He running around here acting like, oh yeah, I'm that nigga that Mike, he couldn't do shit without me. Nigga, Michael Jordan came back and was going Glock for Glock with the goddamn Boston Celtics by himself. Nigga, when your ass wasn't even around, then when you first came, it took you 3 years just to start being productive. Mike came in the door averaging 30, bro. So when you saying shit like that, bro, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about, man. So that's what I'm saying.
It's easy to say. That's fine. And that is my point when it comes to Paul Pierce. If I'm a person that feels Paul Pierce is objectively not better than Dwayne Wade, and you're telling me, oh, these hypotheticals. I agree with you. If I had this, then I would. That's hypotheticals. And then you look at what they would. I don't see how you can. And this is not the first time he spoke on this. He spoke on this before and claimed he was better. I feel like that's just as idiotic as crazy. He feels that way.
Fellas, hold on right quick. Ticket, you said you agree with him. All right. You guys are seeing somewhat eye to eye. What's up?
I was telling this nigga is hella cap. The only thing I was telling Chill was heated about it. I'm like, Chill, you shouldn't be that. Ask Chill, he'll tell you. I say, bro, you can't be that upset because the nigga he do got that type of resume. It ain't like this Lonzo Ball talking this shit. Like,
all right, so Chill. I want to hear why you're mad about this, and then Be Smooth and Jalen, you guys are right after him.
My issue with this whole thing is objectively, you can be awesome, but there is somebody who is more awesome than you. That doesn't take away from how awesome you were. Paul Pierce was fantastic. He talks about the fact that, if I had Shaq. Well, if you had Shaq in 2001, which was year 3 for you, or year 2 for you, could you get to the Eastern Conference Finals with Shaq? I don't know that. I don't think you was better than D-Wade in year 2 or year 3. I don't think you was better than D-Wade in year 3, especially for what I seen D-Wade do. When I think about what D-Wade did throughout his career, from the beginning to about 10 years, just like you did, that's not to say that you weren't awesome, because I think Paul Pierce was fantastic. When you talk about small forwards during his time, he was definitely up in the upper echelon. But when I talk about guys being better than you, it's okay that somebody was better than you. You were not better than Dwayne Wade. And if you look at the resume says that. But I'm not even on that. I'm on the fact that what you did without him, when you talk about what you did without Kevin Garnett, what you did without Ray Allen, what you did without Antoine Walker, what did Dwayne Wade do without Chris Bosh? What did he do without LeBron James? What did he do without Shaq? Dwayne Wade is a bona fide top 3 player in NBA history at his position. That's not questioned. No question about that. You, Paul Pierce, are on the other side of the top 10. You are we can argue you at 8, at 9, or 10. We can argue you at that position. Because I can say right now, I can say with certainty, you wasn't better than James. Just at your position alone, you wasn't better than James. You wasn't better than Bird. You wasn't better than KD. You wasn't better than Doc. You wasn't better than Scottie Pippen. You wasn't better than Elgin Baylor. You wasn't better than James Worthy. And you wasn't better than Kawhi Leonard. That's 8 guys right there. I am a little bit.
I put him over Kawhi. I put him over Kawhi.
I'm a little bit partial because I'm having a difficult time putting him ahead of Dominique Wilkins. But if you want to put him ahead of Dominique Wilkins, okay. But then we got guys like Dominique Wilkins. We got guys like Carmelo Anthony. We got guys like that. Now we're talking about something different, which is what I said. Where we're at about 8, 9. That's where you are. Dwayne Wade is a bona fide top 3 player in the history of the game at his position. A bona fide.
He over Kawhi.
Top 3.
No, he ain't. Yeah, no, chill. He got it. Hold on, chill. Kawhi doesn't have a large enough body. Hold on. This is all I'm saying. And I feel we had this conversation the other day. We got to stop giving Kawhi credit for part-time work, bro. That man got 2 solid years of great work. Paul Pierce did that shit for like almost 10 years, bro. We got to stop doing that. We giving niggas credit for part-time work. That man, those years that you talking about with him, bro, the nigga never played 82 games. He never played. How many times he played 80 games? How many times he played 75 games? He had 2 seasons, over 70 games? That's crazy, bro. In all the other seasons, this man has missed, out of his whole career, Kawhi Leonard has missed almost 4.5 years of his career. That's insane. Missed almost over 40. He's missed, no, but you're not hearing me. Hold on. But that's the problem with the rig system.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
That's the problem with the hold on 1 second, Chitchat. That's the problem with the rig system, because guess what? If Kawhi was playing under the rules that they got now, he wouldn't have any of those selections, because half of those seasons he don't even reach 65 games. He don't even reach the threshold. Now look at all the games Paul Pierce was playing year after year after year. He was playing 80 games almost 6-7 years in the league, bro. Kawhi don't match that. So all those years Kawhi was playing 61 games, 58 games, 40 games, 20 games. He ain't getting them selections, bro. Some years them niggas be getting selected for the All-Star team and they playing minimal games. That's not happening no more. That's the great thing I like about this new rule. It cut all the bullshit out. Because now when you go back and just look, if you ain't really looking at how many, like we said it about Penny, Chill. Remember that year Penny made the All-Star team, the nigga played 19 games. That's what I'm saying. So if you don't know that, if you're a person that don't know that, you'll give him credit like, oh yeah, man, he made all them All-Star team. Nigga played 19 games and everybody was complaining about that shit, that he was able to play in an All-Star game. Because he quit after the All-Star game was over and didn't play no more. So I'm just saying. Go ahead, my bad, Ron.
What's good, man?
Be smooth. I want to hear from you on this. Who you got, Paul Pierce or D Wade? And I also want to ask you this. I want to present this question, and Jalen, I want you to answer this next too. Because Paul Pierce said on those Heat teams with LeBron and Bosh, he said, I would have did the same damn thing. So be smooth. I want you to answer both of those questions. Who you got out of those two, and what would they do on the Heat?
So obviously, Paul Pierce is not better than Dwayne Wade. We all know that question. But however, the question Paul Pierce was asked is, in that situation, how would you pair it? If he played with LeBron James, Chris Bosh, they're winning a championship. If he played with Shaquille O'Neal, a healthy Shaquille O'Neal, they win a championship. He posted on Twitter last night the record the Celtics had with even an older Shaq than who D Wade had. They were one of the best teams in the league, best teams in the Eastern Conference. So Paul Pierce's statement isn't wrong. Sure, his ideology like 4 or 5 years ago when he was on ESPN saying he was a better player than D Wade, sure, that's wrong. But him saying that if he was in D Wade's spot, he would do just the same, if not more, is not wrong at all. Paul Pierce isn't a scrub. He's not no, I don't know, some random small forward. He's not Desmond Bain. He's a much better player than him. I'm not saying Paul Pierce is on D Wade's level, but he's still a top 45 player all time. So it's not crazy to say he would win 2 or 3 more championships if he's in the D Wade spot. Not crazy at all.
Okay.
That's not my issue though.
This boy better than ungifted already. Keep bringing you don't elevated your level already, boy.
That's not my problem though. My problem isn't the fact that you would have. That's not my problem. My problem isn't the fact that you would have won with Shaquille O'Neal. That's not my problem. The fact that you would have won with LeBron James and with Chris Bosh. That's not my problem. And the reason why is because you can say the same thing about a bunch of other small forwards. We can say the same thing about Tracy McGrady. We can say the same thing about a bunch of other guys. The question is where this came from. Where did this originate from? You've been on this Dwayne Wade train for quite a while now. And the fact is that you are not better than him. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to change the narrative. Well, if I had the crew that he had, I would have done the same thing that he did. Dwayne Wade averaged 36 a game in the finals. You didn't do that. You did not do that. And you was on a pretty good damn team when you were in the NBA finals. You did not do that. So not only did you not do that, Dwayne Wade, when he didn't have Shaquille O'Neal, when he didn't have LeBron James, when he didn't have Chris Bosh, averaged 30 a game, made the all-league team, and scorched your ass in the playoffs. You in particular. He averaged 34 a game against you in the playoffs. You had a better crew, 100%, but he smoked you. The problem that I'm having is that you keep talking about this dude like you're on the same level with him. You're not.
Asked a question,
that doesn't mean that you weren't awesome.
OG, he was asked a question. He didn't bring up D Wade on his own. He was asked a question. He asked a question. You don't want him to avoid the question? He was asked a question about Dwayne Wade. They answered them all. He answered the question.
And on top of that, too, Chill.
Wait. No, I'm not letting you off the hook with that because you keep talking about it like it's nothing. Like this isn't something that's always been going on with him. Of course, he's going to answer the question. Now, this ain't Jordan Poole getting asked about being punched in the face. But he's like, listen, man, I don't want to talk about this no more. No, he still wants to talk about this. And the reason why he still wants to talk about this because he still thinks that he's better than Dwayne Wade, which he is not.
Is he not supposed
That's why he answered the question.
Is he not? I'm talking about from a competitor perspective. Are you not supposed to believe that you are a better basketball player than the next man? Especially somebody, how Ticket said, of Paul Pierce's caliber. Paul Pierce ain't no slouch.
Even if you think that that's true, that's true, the evidence is right in front of us. This isn't hearsay. This isn't somebody saying one thing.
No. Look,
He doesn't.
Chilltown. The same logic. And Ron, wait, when y'all check this out, this shit gonna destroy everything Chilltown been up here saying. The same logic applies for D Wade that I just put on Kawhi. If you go look at D Wade's career, you know how many All-Star games D Wade played, playing 50 games. So this motherfucker missed 30-something games. You know how many All-Star teams he made? Do you know if D Wade played right now under the threshold 9 years, he would have been stripped of all those accolades in his career? Okay. 9 years. Okay. He never played 80 games in his career. He never played 80 games in his career. He was averaging around 63 games a season. That means you missing damn near 20 games every single year of your career almost. That's insane. That part. And Paul Pierce played 80 plus 6 years in his career. But this man, D Wade, like I said before, he got multiple seasons of 50 games. He got seasons of 21 games, 46 games. He got seasons of
for sure. D was injured a lot more than
62. And listen, Chilltown, he made All-Star teams playing 54 games. He made 3 All-Star teams playing 50 games 3 times in his career. That's insane. Right. That's insane when you're making all defensive teams only playing 50 games.
There's plenty of dudes who's doing that today, but there's 2 issues with that logic, Ticket. Number 1, Dwayne Wade ain't running around saying he better than Kawhi Leonard. That's number 1. Number 2, that's the logic today. We got guys winning Defensive Player of the Year playing 55 games. We got guys making the All-NBA team playing 55 games because that's the logic today. We got Rudy Gobert won the Defensive Player of the Year in 2017, 2018. He played 55 games. So that's not even question. That's not even in question. The problem that I'm having is that Dwayne Wade isn't running around saying that the problem isn't Dwayne Wade is the problem is Dwayne Wade isn't running around saying he's better than Kawhi Leonard. He's not doing that. And Kawhi Leonard isn't running around saying he's better than Dwayne Wade. The durability issue, I can get with that, sure. But at the end of the day, I was better than you. And I was better than you in every aspect of the game. Did you shoot the long ball better than me? Yeah, I'll give you that. But the rest of it, I'm better than you. And that doesn't take away from how awesome Paul Pierce was. Paul Pierce is the all-time leading scorer in Boston Celtic history. He wasn't a good player. He was a fantastic player for the Boston Celtics. He just wasn't Wade good. And that's okay, because Wade wasn't Bryant good. And Wade was awesome.
I want to
Jalen, go ahead. You got the court. You heard what we've been talking about.
Yeah, so with Paul Pierce, I think he feels like he's one of the most disrespected stars of his era. So from 2000 to 2010, we talk about the story of that decade. The first players that come to mind: Kobe, Shaq, Kevin Garnett, Duncan, Dirk, and then the guys that came in 2003 with LeBron, D Wade, Carmelo, Steve Nash is even mentioned. So out of those players, Paul Pierce is probably not, one of the first 10 players you think of when you think about that decade. But if you look at his numbers over a decade, he was 24, 6, and 4. There's not a lot. There's not 10 players, you could say put up those numbers consistently for a decade being healthy. So I feel like he is disrespected in terms of a player between D Wade and him. I think everyone agrees D Wade peaked higher as a better player. But for Paul Pierce to say that he could have won more championships, I think he might have won more championships with the Heat. Because I'll say this: I think Paul Pierce and LeBron James and Chris Bosh would be a better fit as a big three than D Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James. I think Paul Pierce played next to LeBron James with his shooting ability, with his three-point and mid-range ability. I think it's a better fit next to LeBron James, and I think that could have worked out even better, especially with Paul Pierce staying healthy longer than D Wade. They might have got a couple more years out of him too. So is Dwayne Wade a better player than Paul Pierce? Yes, without a doubt. But is Paul Pierce still an all-star caliber player for a decade and a third-team All-NBA kind of guy or second team? Yes, he was just never a first team, or like Dwayne Wade was in the conversation of the top 2 or 3 best players in the league for a couple years, right? It was LeBron, Kobe, and Wade was that guy for a couple years. Paul Pierce at his best was maybe a fringe 8, 9, 10th guy in the league. He was never in the top 5 conversation. There's never a point in his career was he ever top 5.
Nobody ever considered Paul Pierce to be the best player on the planet.
But that
never.
Top 10. Exactly. Never. He was never in the conversation. So we got to give Paul Pierce his respect for sure as a player he is. And again, I think there would have been a better pairing with him and LeBron and with Bosh. They might have even won more. But I think D Wade is still clearly the better player.
You got the floor, Shiloh. Do your thing. And then after this, we got to move on, fellas.
I agree with the better fit, but I don't know if they would have won more because you said that Paul Pierce didn't break down like D Wade did. I feel like they broke down on the same time, like 2014. D Wade probably was more drastic because how high he was and then how far down he dropped. But Paul Pierce wasn't a really all-star player in 2014. And that's around the same time D Wade was like kind of falling off too. So I don't know if it would have won anymore. The fit argument, I agree with because he's a better shooter. He's better off LeBron. LeBron and D Wade to me, like on paper, is not a good fit. So them winning even back to back was amazing. Go to the finals 4 times in a row was amazing. But I feel like Paul Pierce broke down just like the same around the same time D Wade did. So I don't know how long that would have lasted. I don't see them winning too.
Yeah, but Paul Pierce broke down. I think like in his 14th season in the NBA, which would have been 2004. Like he just played longer. So obviously, I think they would have gotten a little earlier. They paired him up earlier, but like Dwayne Wade broke down.
Broke down in year 12. Wade started breaking down in year 12.
Yeah, so it's not too far.
Yeah, it was 2014. That was year 12.
Not as far.
Yeah,
not as far as.
One last thing to lead y'all on this. Do y'all know that Paul Pierce has more career points than Jerry West, Charles Barkley, Larry Bird?
Mm-hmm.
He has more 3-pointers than J. Kidd, Chauncey Billups, and Dirk Nowitzki. He has a better player efficiency rating than Kevin McHale, Bob Cousy, Steve Nash, and he has a higher true shooting percentage than Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Dr. J. He's 28th all-time in games, 17th all-time in minutes, 27th all-time in field goals, 4th all-time in three-point field goals, 7th all-time in free throws, 16th all-time in scoring, 20th all-time in steals, 21st all-time in win shares for his career in NBA history. Mm-hmm. That's a bad mofo right there.
He's still not better.
You ain't lying. You are not lying.
We disrespect this dude. And like I told you, that what I just gave you, you can't come in here, Damo, and tell me, you can't tell me a lot of players that have scored more than Jerry West, Charles Barkley, Larry Bird, hit more threes than J. Kidd, Chauncey, and Dirk, and had a better efficiency than Kevin McHale, Bob Cousy, and Steve Nash, who we know had high efficiency, especially in the Phoenix years, and then has a higher true shooting percentage than Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Dr. J. Nigga, y'all niggas start disrespecting.
Ticket, you're absolutely right. Ticket,
Ain't nobody
you're absolutely
disrespected him.
right.
Ticket.
You're absolutely right, Ticket. And I can't name you a bunch of players that's done a combination of all that. What I can do is name you somebody better than Paul Pierce, Dwayne Wade.
That's Dwayne Wade.
Ticket,
We
gotta move on, fellas. We gotta move on, yo. We gotta move. I got something mean for y'all. I got something mean for y'all. And I gotta get in these super chats.
Ron, for the record, because I don't want everybody to say I disagree. I agree with what he said. I do think he's better. I just don't think that it's disrespectful that he feel like that. That he feel that he on that level. I don't think it's disrespectful. That's all.
All right, fellas.
That's fair.
Let's go ahead and get into these super chats. Right from the top, Alan R sent the first super chat in of the day. He said top 10 panel members based on knowledge. Now, look, we're not gonna do this right now, but I'm gonna get with Ticket behind the scenes, and I'm gonna put all the panel members together. Everybody up here, a couple people that aren't up here, and I'm gonna have Ticket give us his list of top 10, starting with Gifted. But we'll get there. We'll get there, y'all. Tyrus Williams says start bench cut: Mutombo, Manute Bol, Yao Ming. Chill. What you thinking with that?
Start bench cut: Mutombo, Manute Bol, and Yao Ming. Oh man. Well, Yao didn't hold up long enough. That might be a little bit difficult. Manute Bol didn't either. So I'm starting Mutombo. I'm benching Yao and I'm cutting Manute Bol.
All right. Anybody disagree
We're
with
talking
that?
about the same Manute Bol. We're talking about the same Manute Bol that averaged 3 points for his career. Like I don't even think they're the same.
He got more
caliber
blocks
players.
than
Like Yao
points.
Ming and Mutombo are. Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly. I just think they're different. I think Yao Ming and Mutombo are like all-star caliber players. Well,
Yeah, we got you, big
Yeah,
Ox.
we hear you, Ox.
What's good?
Manute Bol shot the long ball too, by the way. Just so
I'm
you
about
know.
to say, if I had to pick, I'm going, and this is just
Ball
me.
was cool. Career. I don't think he hit.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Forget about we're not, RP. All respect to Manute Bol. I mean, I say that. But hold on, Steve Jobs wasn't trying to pull me up. I had a lot to say about that. If somebody asked Paul Pierce, "Are you better than Dwayne Wade?" The answer is 110% yes. That's the answer.
as a basketball player and competitor, you're gonna say
And
that.
why is that?
That's the answer for Paul Pierce. That's the answer because everything on offense that D-Wade could do, Paul Pierce could do, and a lot of things he could do better. On the defensive end, I might give D-Wade a slight edge, but Paul Pierce got busy on the defensive end too. And you can go back and watch the 2008 finals. You can see how he checked up on Kobe Bryant. Paul Pierce took every fade in his generation, and I don't understand what's the problem with this. I don't understand where's the issue with Paul Pierce being better than D-Wade.
I mean,
Are you talking like it's the wash? Wait.
Yeah, like you think like Paul Pierce
whoa.
clears Wade? Like you think he's legitimately
Wait a
better
minute.
than
No,
Wade?
You
talking
talking about him? You talking about him checking up on?
I didn't say he clears D-Wade, but I'm saying the answer is yes.
But you talk. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
It sounded. But you
Chill
talking.
down.
if you're
Chill
Paul
down.
Pierce,
I can say it confidently, but I'm not saying that. No, because obviously D-Wade is the man, but like, no, he doesn't wash D-Wade. He doesn't clear D-Wade. But is he better than D-Wade? And we're talking from like hooper to hooper. Paul Pierce is not even supposed to think about that. Yeah, he's better than D-Wade.
okay, so you're saying that Paul Pierce? Yeah, I agree with that. Paul Pierce is like what is he going to say? No,
But even
as a hooper and a competitor, he's going to say
even
that,
if you ask
sure.
me though, but even if you ask me, if you're sitting down with me and you say, "Hey, Bob, who's better, D-Wade or Paul Pierce?" I'm gonna sit there for a cool minute before I answer the question. And depending on what day of week it is, I'm probably gonna say Paul Pierce.
You might be the only one. You might be the only one up here who
I just want the record to state.
Now y'all gonna change
I just want the record to show.
y'all opinion in the comment section because Bob agreed with me.
That's crazy.
Sit your ass down and shut the hell up. Now y'all want to change y'all opinion because Bob agreed with me. Now you want to change your opinion when it was just me standing on here and talking. Then y'all hate that shit, man. Y'all dudes.
I gotta find that day.
Hey, Ticket, I was driving. I had to pull over because I wasn't feeling like.
Already, but hey, look, Bob, I already know Paul Pierce got shanked a lot of times on that defensive stuff. Paul Pierce was an elite defender at times in his career, bro. Especially in the early 2000s and like 2001, 2002, he was one of the better wing defenders in the league. These is facts. Never got credit for it. These is facts, bro. You can even go back
to the Ox on the same side. Shallow and be smooth. Y'all might be in some trouble today. Hey, we gonna call y'all TikToks.
Hey, move on my side. Hold on.
I was gonna take us out for a minute. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, you agree
Hey,
with that?
I'm rocking with Smooth today. Like I said, he better than ungifted.
Hey, Wayne go crazy with the super chat. Says Steve, kick Bob out. Anybody in favor? Raise your hand and say aye.
Nah,
All right, Ox, you good then. You good.
That's
then.
my
You
guy.
good.
He's out here teaching the sport to the world out there, coaching that team. Got love for Ox.
Bizzo stays.
All right, Ox, you got everything off that you needed to get off on that topic?
Bizzo ain't going.
Yeah. I just felt like, dude. The thing about it is, Paul Pierce gets a lot of like, I don't know what it is. I don't want to call it hate, but I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people don't rock with Paul Pierce. A lot of it, I think, is just because of some of his antics after he's played. People, but on the court though, I don't understand it. Paul Pierce don't went toe to toe with T-Mac, toe to toe with Carmelo Anthony,
Yes, he did.
toe to toe with LeBron James, toe to toe with Kobe Bryant, toe to toe with everybody that you can mention from that generation. And he never went out sad, bro. He never went out sad. You got to respect Paul Pierce from beginning to end. Paul Pierce got cut up, stabbed up in the club, and came back that season and went crazy. Like, I mean,
the problem that I'm having, Big Ox,
it's all true.
Here get the issue that I'm having with the issue that I'm having with Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is the bad chick that keep telling us how fine she is, and now the more she keeps saying it, the uglier she get.
Now that's true.
You ain't got to tell me how fine you are. I seen you. I know you. I seen you on the runway. I know how bad you are. You fine as hell, but you gotta keep telling me how good looking you are. Yo, I'm better looking than this chick. I'm better looking chick. Now you starting to look ugly to me.
Nah, for sure. And chill, it's really just, it's not even that you look ugly for you saying how bad you is, but it's like when you point to that one, it's like, come on, you see her, we see her. Stop. You know you're not messing with her.
You look good.
You ain't that fine, and you fine as hell. But you ain't that good, right?
I can definitely
hit me up, man. Hit me up, dog. Try to get you a link to come up here and fix this foolishness that's being spoken.
All right, y'all. Let's keep it pushing. Eli the Misfit sent the super chat through and said, if you swap Wade with Pierce, Boston wins like 3 to 4 rings. Laughing emoji.
Well, you put Wade on Boston.
Hold on. That's a goddamn lie. They don't. Matter of fact, they probably don't win. They probably don't win second one. And the reason is because D Wade broke down. D Wade wasn't the same player no more. He broke down. So how the hell he gonna win more with them if he broke down? They all say LeBron carried him, right? They say those years LeBron was a clear leader, right? Well, if D Wade was breaking down and he couldn't lead, how in the hell was he gonna go to Boston and win more? Fuck, man, these dudes is clowns.
I got another
super chat. Very unlucky with that Boston team. They lost out some championship. I think Kevin Garnett broke down. They got hurt. And what was the second year? Was it Kendrick missed Game 7 one of the years?
KP.
And they lost. They lost their starting center in one of the seasons. And then Kevin Garnett had his injury. That kind of hurt. So if everybody stays healthy and they play well, that could have been a 3 championship team. I think they definitely would have got a second one, and a third might have followed.
I don't.
If Garnett is healthy, I think they definitely win it back-to-back.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but instead y'all call Doc Rivers y'all call Doc Rivers a joke. But y'all will say right now, see, hey Ron, I cook these niggas every day. I catch them in their shit. They'll come in here and talk all this shit about Doc, but now all of a sudden, if them guys wasn't hurt, the Doc would have had 3 rings. Man, y'all dudes is clowns.
Stop acting like Doc doesn't do dumb shit. Knock it off, okay? Ain't nobody saying that Doc. Stop acting like he don't do dumb shit. He does.
Both can be true. Both can be true.
Y'all dudes a bunch of
buffoons. I don't want to discredit. I don't want to discredit.
I'm talking about Doc Rivers.
I'm not your bashing.
He doesn't.
Ron, I want you to listen to the hate. This is pure ticket TV hate, Ron. It's pure ticket TV hate. Listen to what they just said. Every time I come in here,
that's bullshit.
You always all them dudes. Mars, they all tell me you all say how Doc Rivers ain't fit. You just
we're doing
it.
We're calling you on your bullshit. So you're talking about Doc Rivers. You're talking about Doc Rivers being a good coach. Ain't nobody say he wasn't a good coach, but you're missing out on the fact that he does dumb shit. He does do that. And you're completely leaving that out.
You just said he would have won 3 chips if the guys was healthy. What are you talking about?
That doesn't mean that he wouldn't have, in the process, been doing dumb shit like he does. That's the point.
Man, you make my stomach hurt, man. All right.
All right, yo, let's keep it pushing.
Hey, but wait. Hey,
What's up?
Ron, before we move on from Paul Pierce, because I need Paul Pierce needs somebody to advocate for him today, and I'm here to do that. Look. Even I don't want to discredit D now because I don't think help me, but I want to also Paul Pierce.
I think we lost him.
Even
Yo.
he contributed. Like,
Go ahead. Hey, start over from the top. You was going in and out.
okay, my bad. I don't want to discredit D Wade for being injured and whatnot, like at the end of his career, but because he probably couldn't have helped it. But even in Paul Pierce's later days, I want to say Paul Pierce contributed, like on that Wizards team. Paul Pierce was a big part of that Wizards team. Made some big shots in the playoffs. I want to say if he didn't hurt his wrist that year, they could have went at it with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Paul Pierce put in some work with the Wizards, not so much with the Clippers. He was kind of done by that point. But Paul Pierce from the beginning of his career, even in his later days, bro, Paul Pierce was contributing on the basketball court.
And I can say the same thing.
D Wade, you can't really.
And I can say that, yes, I can. I can say the same thing about Dwayne Wade in Chicago. If Rondo don't break his hand, they in the Eastern Conference Championship because they bounced Boston in round one. They definitely beat them. We talking about an 18-5 guy in Chicago. So I can say the same thing about Dwayne Wade later on in his years.
Okay. That's
All right,
a fact.
y'all.
That's a fact. That Chicago D Wade surprised me.
I got a super chat from KJimma89. They said Brandon Jennings said Kobe Bryant was close to doing a KD going to Detroit if Shaq wasn't traded per Joe Dumars the year after the Pistons beat him. What the fuck?
Man, you gonna listen to Brandon Jennings? You gonna listen to Jerry West?
No.
You tell me.
No.
You gonna listen to
I
Brandon
think
Jennings?
Kobe would have
no,
left the Lakers. Kobe would have left the Lakers.
He wasn't going to Detroit though. No,
Not
he was
Detroit,
not.
but yeah, I don't know about Detroit. He was ready to
he was
leave
not
the
doing
Lakers.
that.
Bro, Kobe Bryant was trying to go to either Chicago Bulls or the Clippers, man. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all. Ain't no way in hell he was going to Detroit.
No, he was not.
In fact, who was Detroit going to give? Hold on. Who was they going to give up to get Kobe?
He was a free agent.
No, I'm saying, who was they going to give up to get Kobe? They already had guys locked under contract. Rip Hamilton, all them dudes. Ben Wallace, they paid Ben.
You don't think
They
he was going to
paid
move
Ben.
somebody for Kobe Bryant?
Ticket for Kobe,
No,
you're
not
moving
hearing
somebody.
me. Listen, hold on. You can't just shred money
Hey,
without
Jalen, you
thinking
moved a
about it.
couple people.
Yeah, I mean, hey, facts.
No, I'm saying if it would have been a sign and trade, who would the Lakers have taken for Kobe? You think I'm taking Rip Hamilton for Kobe? Man, come on, man, y'all niggas, man.
Probably like 3-4 draft picks.
Why are we saying Rip Hamilton like that? Rip Hamilton was a dog. What are we talking about?
Man, listen, man, Kobe won't never go to no Detroit Pistons, man.
He was not. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I
That was
definitely
not
don't believe that.
No, that was not happening. Mm-mm.
To Quay White with the super chat, he said you can't just look at blanket statements of numbers of games played to say he shouldn't have been an all-star. The year's ticket is mentioning Wade is injured at the end of the season, not before the all-star weekend or all-star week.
That should have went without saying, bro. That was common sense. That's why I didn't even bring it up. It's okay. You didn't have to hit him with the facts like that.
Hey, hold on. Should it be a game limit on all-star teams, y'all? On all-star selections? Should it be a game limit that you play? That going into the all-star game that season, should it be a limit of games that you should have already played to be selected?
So give me a number. What number you thinking?
I think that's a fair rule.
Mm.
I'm saying when they do all-star selection, by that time you've already played damn near over 50 games. Should there be a threshold for games you have to have played? I'm saying, should there be a threshold for games that you have had to play thus far in that season to be able to be eligible for the all-star team?
But remember that the starters get voted by the fans, and that comes out in like January. So they ain't even have to see.
Hold on. Hold on. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Should be taken off the ballot. So I'm saying, hold on. I'm asking you. I'm saying we taking them off the ballot of being able to get voted for. Should there be a certain amount of games that a player should have to play to be able to be selected as an all-star? Because to me, it's not fair if you got X, Y, and Z playing all the games, and this one dude, because he got star status, he gonna get voted every year either way because he got the status, even if he ain't playing the games. To me, that's not fair to the other guys out here putting in the work.
So we got to vote later then. So we shouldn't be voting in January. We should
later.
be voting.
I'm talking, bro. By the time we vote for the all-star team, chill, it's already 50 games played. After the All-Star break, it's only 22
No,
games.
We're not playing
Ticket
50
earlier.
games by
Voting starts
January.
earlier.
No,
And
no,
the
we're
voting
not.
just starts
Ticket.
earlier.
That-
Ticket, yeah, voting
No,
starts
that's not
Listen,
true.
listen,
Okay,
listen.
by the time
Again,
the All-Star game is played, right? Half the season is over. That doesn't mean that's when these guys are picked. They picked before that. They picked way before that. So because they picked way
they picked the
before that,
All-Star team. They picked the All-Star team in December, right?
No, they let
No,
you
no, no.
start voting after like
No.
25 games or 30. They let you
No,
start.
no, in
voting
December.
early.
No. They started in December because the All-Star game is in February.
it's in February. So they start
They
voting.
started in December.
I think
The
they
All-Star
start
game
voting
is
late December or
All-Star
January.
game is
Start
like
voting in
that.
December.
Right. It started in December. Right. So the league starts in October. So you've already played damn near 40 to 50 games, man.
No, Ticket.
Remember,
You're not
after
playing
the
that many
All-Star break,
games. No, you're not. You're not playing. Half the
you
season
are,
isn't
my
over in
man,
2
Chitchat,
months.
listen.
No, Ticket.
Phil, you're not here. I didn't say that. 2.5 months for voting starts for the All-Star team, bro.
Right. That part I'm with.
Right. So what I'm saying is when they play the All-Star game, right? That one month in between, you're playing like 16 games when the All-Star voting starts. You're playing 16 games. And then when the season ends, at the All-Star break, you got 22 games left.
Right.
So I'm saying you damn near played 50 games up to that point. I'm saying, should you have played a certain percentage of those games, like 80 or 90% of those games, to be eligible to be voted for the All-Star team? That's all I'm asking you.
I think that's fine.
I don't even know what
you
you're
gotta say
asking.
80% of games, but I think the bigger problem is that we got to stop using All-Star selections as the metric for greatness, because the All-Star game is for fans. I think all NBA teams and other kind of advanced metric stuff is a better representation of a player versus All-Star game. We saw with Yao Ming getting voted in every year
Ticket,
because it's
this is
with China.
bullshit. Ticket. See,
I'm
Ticket.
saying I just don't think All-Star game is a big metric. It's a flawed metric.
Ticket. You know why this is bullshit, Ticket? Because you just mentioned it. The All-Star game used to mean something. Now, all of a sudden, because dudes don't play in the All-Star game, it doesn't mean anything no more. Being an NBA All-Star, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Hold on.
Yes, it does.
I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything. Getting selected to an All-Star game should still fill you with
That's
pride.
what it
Should be a
sounds like,
goal, whatever.
It
Okay.
sounds like it doesn't mean anything.
What I'm saying is, when we're having these all-time great discussions or comparing players, I don't think All-Star selections is the first thing you go to. It's probably one of the last, because we know it's
not.
But we know it's flawed. We know the All-Star game selection is
Right.
flawed, so we shouldn't use it as the right metric. This guy's the 8-time, 10-time All-Star. This guy's 6, so he's better. No, there's plenty of other ways to decide a player is better than All-Star selections. That's probably the worst athlete.
But being an All-Star, that does go on my resume. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm an All-Star and I'm voted into the All-Star team and I'm a starter and I'm an 8, 9, like, for example, Chris Bosh. I think Chris Bosh made the All-Star team like 11 times or something like that. That matters. That definitely matters. And add that to the fact that I'm playing a lot. So if I'm playing 60, 70 games and I'm there every season and I'm getting voted in by the coaches, I'm getting voted in by the fans, I'm not going to take that off the table because the All-Star game has now been basically diminished to a flag football game like the Pro Bowl. I'm not taking that off the table because I was around when the All-Star game meant something. I was around when these guys went after each other in the All-Star game. And I'm not going to take that off the table now because these guys have diminished the All-Star game and not played defense because they scared of getting shown up. No, I'm not doing that. Hell no.
I'm not talking about the actual product. The actual product, the All-Star game, for sure. We can improve on that. That can get better, and that's fine. I'm talking about the selection process. Just because how All-Stars are voted on, I just don't think it's the best metric when we're having these all-time great discussions. That's what I'm saying.
All right, fellas. Y'all ready to get into the meat and potatoes of the show?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Yo, Steve Javi.
Yeah.
You know what we about to get into. But hold up right quick. I'm gonna let the audience know exactly what it is. So I've randomly compiled a list of defensive duos, if you will, perimeter defense, only perimeter. So we're not talking. I mean, you can't think other things as well, but we're strictly talking about perimeter defenders. I've compiled a couple duos, and I need you guys to let me know what's the best duo. So I'm gonna go ahead and have my man Steve Jabby slap this on the screen right here, and we're gonna talk about each duo. The first duo we got is none other than Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief. You guys tell me how you feel about this duo, and then we'll keep going and move along to the other ones. How are we feeling about this? Chill, I gotta start with you.
Chelsea, no.
That's Drew Holiday and Giannis right there. That's what that looked like. That looked like if you rewind the clock and give Drew Holiday some younger years, that might be Drew Holiday and Giannis right there. Because you figure Sidney Moncrief, one of the best on-ball defenders you'll ever see. Not only one of the best on-ball defenders you'll ever see, one of the best pass lane defenders, can rebound the basketball at the guard spot with the best of them. Scottie Pippen, I mean, that goes without saying. You can make the argument Scottie Pippen is the best on-ball defender that the NBA has ever seen. Not only that, his ability to keep the ball away from defenders and throw them off rhythm. Those two dudes, my goodness. Good luck trying to score against them.
How does everybody? Shiloh, you muted.
No, I'm saying Anthony Moncrief is an underrated defender too. So him and Scottie, I think Scottie is the best perimeter defender of all time. So having him and Sidney Moncrief on the same team, that is.
So we high on this duo right now.
Sidney Moncrief is not an underrated defender, and no, he is not. He's one of the best. He's one of the 10 best perimeter. You can make an argument that he's one of the 10 best perimeter defenders, especially from a point guard standpoint. He's not underrated as a defender.
Underrated.
No, not. Everybody knows who Sidney Moncrief is.
People don't bring him up when people bring up our best defenders. I don't hear his name too often. That's not one of the first things like you hear. That's what when I say underrated. That's what I mean by underrated. He's not mentioned that much. Not his skill set, but he's not mentioned that much.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you guys say that this duo is?
I give it a 9. Yeah.
7.
You said a 7? A 7?
I feel like we're going to better duos here eventually, so I'm going to go with 7. I got to start my bar low here.
That is it.
All right. Cool. All right. Yo, Steve, hit me with the next one. Oh, speaking of Drew, we got Drew Holiday and Bruce Bowen on the same team, guarding the perimeter. What are we feeling about these two?
I think Scottie and Moncrief are better. Yeah, I think they're.
We started off with here.
Yeah.
Got that.
First of all, Jaja Pachula, he was the one who started that flagrant foul thing when standing under guys. That was Bruce Bowen before him.
Thank you. Bruce Bowen did
that before him. So
I'm standing on that. Bruce Bowen was more.
Yeah, that was Bruce Bowen before him. So
yeah,
I'm a big Drew Holiday fan. I think Drew Holiday is one of the best perimeter defenders I've ever seen. But Bruce Bowen was not the perimeter defender that Scottie Pippen was. No, he was not.
Thank you. To me, Bruce Bowen is not that good of a defender. He's more of a hack.
I also think he's a product of what was going on in San Antonio playing with Tim Duncan. Don't get me wrong. I think he was a fantastic perimeter defender, but I also think he was a product of what was going on in San Antonio. I think he benefited tremendously from that.
I agree. I don't think he was that good of a defender. So
I think he was that good of a defender.
I
respect him. I just think he was one of those guys. He was like and when I say this, I don't mean he's literally player wise, but mindset wise, like a Pat Bev. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to annoy you, pester you, and make you and throw you off your game. If I'm gonna guard Kobe Bryant, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable the best way I know how. And if the ref ain't gonna call it, the ref ain't gonna call it. Like, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable. So I gotta respect it. I would say in terms of them, I'm going to 7 for them. If I was thinking like 8.5 for Moncrief and Scottie Pippen. I'm feeling like beast move. I wanted to start the bar like right here because I know we're going to see better duos. If it gets worse than that, then we're going crazy. But yeah, I'll give them a 7.
I'm gonna give them a 6. I feel like we're going to see a lot better duos. So you got to leave some room. I'm gonna give them a 6.
I give it a 6 too. Drew Holiday is carrying that duo crazy.
Man, Shiloh, you disrespected.
Carry is wild. He's trying to injure Kobe. I don't like it.
The same thing that Ox came and said about Paul Pierce, how Paul Pierce took every fade in the air. Bruce Bowen was guarding everybody in the 2000s. Everybody that was reputable, Bruce Bowen checked him.
If we're gonna talk about this hacking and fouling thing, Kobe Bryant went on national television and told the world, "Hey man, I used to study where the referees were, so I knew where I could be on the court where they wouldn't see me get off on this foul and holding on the guy, so I can get away with it." So everyone did it. It was just levels to it. Everyone did it. Let's stop. This guy's a hack. Like, come on, man.
This dude is reffing tonight. I know I could be a little bit more handsy tonight than I could last night. This dude is reffing. I can't put my hands on this dude. I can't push as much. So that's just being smart. That's all that is.
All right, no doubt. Well, let's get to the next one. Steve, go ahead. Throw that on the screen. Uh-oh.
There it is right
Marcus
here.
Smart and Ron Artest.
Oh, my God.
How are we feeling about
Yeah, which
Are we
Ron
talking about Ron Artest? Or about Meta World Peace?
Everybody's at their best.
Okay,
Okay, so we're talking
okay.
about Ron. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
We
Ron.
ain't talking about
Marcus
Meta.
Smart?
We talking
Yeah,
about
we're talking about
Ron.
Yes.
I think this is equal to Moncrief and Scottie Pippen. I ain't gonna hold you. I think Marcus Smart, he can guard. I'm not gonna say guards 1 through 5, but I've seen him put Joel Embiid in some problems. I've seen him give Giannis some issues. I think he's a guy that can switch on everybody, play big, play small, give people problems. And you're talking about Ron Artest. Come on now. He was guarding LeBron James well. He was guarding Reggie Miller really well. I like this one.
I'm gonna go the other way. What throws me off the track with Marcus Smart is the antics. You ain't see that from Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief pulled up the shorts, got in the stance, and you didn't see none of that extracurricular nonsense, flopping and throwing himself all over the place. No, Sidney Moncrief played defense. Now, I will give you Artest. Artest looked like the kind of guy, if you were a scorer, you looking at Artest, you got to go do your homework because he looked like the dude. I'm gonna need a lot of shots to score against this dude because if I don't shoot, he could really shut the door on you completely. How physical he is, 6'8", and Artest was. I think he broke Jordan ribs. I think he ended up breaking. That's how physical he was as a defender. He ended up breaking Jordan's ribs. But the other side of that with Marcus Smart, I'm good on him with Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief was a better defender than Marcus Smart. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm giving them to a low 7, and it's because of Marcus Smart.
Man, that's crazy.
Because of Marcus Smart? Wait, what?
Because of Marcus Smart making him a 7?
That's crazy.
And I'm going strictly up, and I'm going with them matched up between Moncrief and Scottie Pippen. Yeah, because
I would say Scottie's still the best. Yeah. Scotty's still the best defender.
Yeah.
Scotty's still the best individual. Yeah, we've seen so far. Yeah, I will say that. I'll give them an 8. I'll put them on the same level. I feel like we're gonna see a better one, so I'll give them an 8. I will say I don't know how much of a hack you got to be to break somebody's ribs, but somebody needs to look into that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Somebody got to look into that.
Hard elbow.
I mean, it was just that era though. It was a lot of a lot of elbowing, a lot of hand checking, a lot more contact, and especially if you talk about Jordan. When we talking about Jordan, you got to understand Jordan's a relentless driver. So Jordan's all game he's attacking you. It's not necessarily that Ron's attacking him. Jordan's attacking him. So Ron's trying to cut him off, trying to stand his ground. On top of that, Jordan gonna get in that mid post and try to wrestle with you. And Ron Artest not just gonna let you walk him down the block and just post him up. So I mean, I could see that. I mean, I'm not saying that it's right, but
I think
it's a physical matchup.
I think Ron Artest should get more love though, besides his defense, because he was averaging 20 plus while playing first team defense. So I think he should get more love besides his defense first, like his King years and Pacers years.
Shallow, we talking about D. We ain't talking about O. We talking about strictly on the D.
I'm just bringing that up though.
On the defensive side of the basketball.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Get more love.
On the defensive side of the basketball.
Ain't no
Focus,
pause
Damo.
needed. We grown.
Talking about defense. Focus, Damo.
My bad. I was over doing my homework on Marcus Smart because I seen somebody bring up in the chat. Oh, how was Marcus Smart brought up before Ron Harper? Marcus Smart was the defensive player of the year. That's why. Marcus Smart is a defender. He's a good defender. There's no disrespect having his name pop up before Ron Harper, buddy. But I was looking at that, and all I hear is, go ahead.
He was first team all defense in 3 straight years too, in addition to winning the defensive player of the year. So it wasn't like he was. Yeah, I can get with that.
I'm looking at homework. All I hear is, we giving D.
Relax, Dama.
Hey, with that being said, too, it's gonna be some defenders that was left off this list. That's just how it goes. We couldn't put everybody in here. But Steve, let's get to the next duo. Chat, what are you ranking these two? And keep in mind, this isn't Miami Gary Payton. This is Supersonics Defensive Player of the Year Gary Payton, and it's probably Shane Battier before this as well. But in their best, what do you rank these two, Gary Payton and Shane Battier?
I really like this combo. I might put these guys number 2 behind Scottie and Moncrief.
Shane Battier did what y'all said Bruce Brown supposedly did. He did anything to do, like anything he could do to play defense, but without hacking. To me, Shane Battier is a better version of Bruce Brown. And Gary Payton, everyone knows GP, man. He's top 3 perimeter defender. So this duo right here, I give it like a 8. It's not as good to me as Sidney Moncrief and Scottie, but
so you might have the best point guard defender of all time, and then you have Shane Battier. You said better than Bruce, but I actually agree with that. I think Shane Battier is better than Bruce Bowen. I think he brings a little more versatility, good on ball. He's smart. He's very smart. Shane Battier was a very intelligent defender, right? So I think he knew where to force guys. If he knew you were weaker left, he'd force you there. he knew to put you in your weaker spot.
He always put a contestant. He always got a contestant.
Yeah,
no matter what.
So let me ask you this: the best version of Shane Battier as a defender, 08 or 09 when he was in Houston, which is the best version of him?
08 Houston.
Yeah.
And this the dude that was going at it with Bryant.
Yeah.
Wait, are you asking? Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. Are you asking like, yes, is best?
Yeah. 08 Houston. I think Houston.
Now, is that version? Is that 08, 09? Is that version better than any version of Bruce Bowen?
Yes. Definitely. I think so, yes.
I would think so off the top of my head. I think the only one comparable, maybe I'm just forgetting his career and like how it lined up. Maybe the Memphis years are comparable.
I was gonna say the early Memphis, like 2005 Memphis.
Yeah. But I think
maybe the Memphis years, but
the best
I would say Houston years
on defense, I think is better than Bruce, the best version of Bruce Brown, Bruce Bowen.
I think Bruce Bowen was on better defensive teams as a whole compared to Shane Battier, so he doesn't
facts.
get the love in defense because his
I felt like Shane Battier.
No, it's great.
I'm sorry,
but as an individual defender, one day. No, keep going. I was done. Yeah,
you muted, Damo. Can't hear you, Damo.
Oh, I wasn't speaking. What happened?
No, your mic was muted for a second. When I think about Shane Battier, I think about angles, and I know that sounds crazy, but how when guys want to get to their spot, Shane Battier was a technician at cutting off angles and not letting guys get to spots. He was a physical defender, but he was a physical defender in stretches where he knew he didn't have to be physical all the time. He knew that, this dude is a 2-dribble pull-up guy. Well, I'm going to cut that off at 1 dribble. I'm going to slow that down to throw his rhythm off. He was really good at that sort of stuff. So when I think about him in 2008 and 2009, as good as Bruce Bowen was as a defender, and I know that Bruce Bowen, as good as Bruce Bowen was as a defender, I think Shane Battier, just in that those 2 years, I think that was just as good, if not better than any of Bruce Bowen's best years. So if I'm talking about this group, I'm giving them an 8.5.
I agree. And Shane Battier was real good at navigating through screens, like pin downs, and he was real good at navigating. He would stay close to the.
And he was a good communicator too. Like he knew when to switch screens. Not only did he know when to, he knew how to get around screens. He knew how to get close to a guy. Not only get around screens, he knew the angles to take on screens. I'm covering the guy. He's a fade shooter. Well, I know I can't go over the top of the screen when I'm covering this dude. I got to chase him. He's not as good of a curl shooter as he is a fade shooter. Guys like Reggie Miller, guys like that. So that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about Bruce Bowen as a defender, 100%. And again, I think that 2008, 2009, I think those 2 years were as good as any of Bruce Bowen's 8 all-league defensive years.
Yeah, I like Shane Battier as a defender.
Have we got everybody's ratings on this? In chat, drop your ratings too. What do you guys think that Gary Payton and Shane Battier rank in their primes as defenders as a duo? But has everybody else?
We ain't heard from Ticket. Hold on.
Ticket, we ain't heard from you on none of these.
I got him around an 8 or 9. At their best, 8 or 9. 8.5. I'll say 8.5. This would be
okay.
Because I think Gary Payton was the creme de la creme. Shane Battier, I think he had a few. I just don't think at his best he's better than some of the best. So that's why I'm saying 8.5.
Okay. And Ticket, right quick, because you ain't really chimed in throughout this whole time. You think this duo is better than Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief? It could be parallel too.
Yeah, I do think they're better because I think Gary Payton's a better defender than Scottie Pippen at his best. Hey, Gary Payton's best. I think
this wouldn't have nothing to do with Larsa. This wouldn't have nothing to do with.
I was going to say, this guy's a personal feelings here.
Michael Jordan.
Hold on. He's saying at his peak, at his best.
This is Gary Payton at his best. Gary Payton at his best. Scottie Pippen at his best.
Gary Payton was a demon. You wasn't putting that ball down on GP. They called him near the glove for a reason. Gary Payton was on that. And listen, remember, here's the proof in the pudding. You put him on Mike, and Mike goes from being one of the most efficient guys on the wing, on the perimeter league, to one of the most inefficient guys. And ain't nobody just doing it. So Gary Payton was versatile too, to where I mean, bro, listen, dog. Go watch Gary Payton's defensive highlights in his prime, bro.
Yeah,
this man was serious, bro. You wasn't putting that, and I'm talking about he was glued to you, bro. Glued. You understand what I'm saying? And move, he feet lateral movement, everything. You understand what I'm saying? Hand speed, timing, coordination, all that. GP was smart
and yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Right,
however, Ticket,
when I put it all together, I think he was a quicker defender than Scotty. Even though Scotty was good, long, lengthy, he was quicker than Scotty. He had just as good timing as Scotty as far as getting steals, understanding, you know what I'm saying, time. He understood position great on defense. You understand what I'm saying? He understood how to make players comfortable and push a line but not cross it. He understood how to push that line but not cross it. And not only that, he was the best trash talker in the game defensively. That got that right there helped get a lot of guys out of the game.
That matters.
So
yes,
put it all together. When you put it all together, and you got to do chill. You got to do this on you like that. That's talking the talk that GP was talking to you, bro. That can get you out your game quick. You understand what I'm saying?
I can't. I won't fight. I won't argue that. That part I will not argue. What I will argue though is first of all, I've seen Scottie Pippen. He a bit of 6'9". A bit of it. So we talking about Scottie Pippen playing in the passing lane when he's on the ball, creating steals like Gary Payton. We talking about a Scottie Pippen who was more versatile, not just more versatile and can guard 1 through 4. He's also taking charges. We also talking about a Scottie Pippen as a rim protector, chase down blocker, right? We also talking about him at the rim. We're talking about him full court defending from end to end, completely disrupting your offense. So now I got a 6'9" Doberman in front of me, chasing me from end to end, as opposed to Gary Payton, who, don't get me wrong, he's in my ear and he's yapping and he's handsy and he's being physical. But if I got a guy like Scottie Pippen in front of me, dealing with me, and not only is he in the passing lane when he's covering me, he's in the passing lane when I'm trying to get this dude the basketball. It's completely different. I think Scottie Pippen at his best was definitely better than Gary Payton at his best.
Let me ask you a question. So with all that being said, do you think that Scotty could have did what Gary did to Mike?
I think he could have made things real difficult on Jordan. Yes.
Nigga, don't get quiet. No, nigga.
I ain't getting quiet. I'm not getting quiet. I'm
you got real quiet. You got real quiet. Do you think Scottie Pippen could have put the clamps on Mike?
I think he could have did the same thing. Yes.
Man, come on, man. Mike tortured that dude every day in practice. Man, come on, man. Get out of here, man.
Tortured him,
and they used to say the practices are way worse than the games, man.
Tortured him.
Tortured him. Go ask. Hold on.
This is the same Jay. This is the same. No, you hold on. This is the same Jay who said when he saw Scottie Pippen do the Magic, he said, "I see this every day." So I already knew what he was going to do to Magic because I see this every day. So you talking about getting tortured,
bro?
I will cash up y'all any amount of money so we can stop talking about Michael Jordan. I promise you I will. I promise you I will. He ain't even been brought up yet. He ain't even been brought up. We ain't even talking about defense right now. This is crazy.
Love is fake, but the hate is real, nigga.
They're gonna put up a Michael Jordan and LeBron James graphic as the best pair duo.
Nah, we don't even talk about Michael Jordan as much. So let's just be honest.
As a defender,
I'm just telling the truth though. I ain't no way in hell.
I was telling the truth too.
Scotty doing what Gary Payton did to Mike. What Gary Payton did to Mike,
he clamping him up.
Why is he not doing it?
Why? I think Scotty matches up better. I think Scotty matches up better.
Hold on, Jalen. Why is Scottie Pippen at 6'8", 225, 230, more physical, long arms? Why is he not doing the same thing that Gary Payton did?
That don't mean Why is he not doing right now? Jordan has seen long, lengthy, great defenders. Don't make me go through them, Chilltown. And you, Ricky Tan.
He's also seen defenders like Gary Payton.
So, yeah, you, Jalen, get off your knees for LeBron James, man. That's the only reason why you said that. That's the only reason why you said that about Mike. That's the only reason why you said that about Mike. You just said you'll get LeBron the ball in the clutch over Mike. So we won't take nothing you say serious.
We know that's the truth. We know that's the truth.
Like I said, hold on. Like I said to Grill Town, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it again, and say it again, and say it again, bro. Gary Payton was the only player in NBA history you seen do that to Mike. The only one.
All right, fellas. Hey, fellas, we got it. We got to move on. We'll come back to this. I do want to say this though, Chill. Remember the other day we did the what if duos? Remember?
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Hold on, Ron.
What's up?
Pull a cat, Chilltown. I'm gonna tell you why he would have did it too. Chilltown. Michael Jordan already knew how mentally weak Scotty was. So all those deficiencies, guess what? That shit talking Mike did it wasn't going to work on Gary because Gary was bringing it back the same way. And Gary was covering that same cloth.
You think he would have backed down to Jordan? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, hold on.
Scottie ain't backing down.
We're talking about Scottie Pippen at his best.
Hold on, bro.
Y'all just say the number and it's in your Cash App. I promise you. Just say the number.
When you look at Scottie,
Bro,
everybody who
what's the number?
everybody
Bro?
who knew Scottie, even though Scottie was great, Scottie was very insecure about himself. Mike would have tortured that boy. He would have talked so much shit to that boy in that court. Why he was doing him in, he would have mentally destroyed him. And that's half the game with some of these players on defense.
Let me ask you this question. And Damo, we're gonna move on from this, I promise. So how do you think, Ticket, that he got as good as he got as a defender? You don't think Jordan was torturing him in practice, talking to him?
Right.
You don't think he was doing that? So in the process of him doing that, do you think that got him better? Yes, it did.
Not again.
And we're talking about Scottie Pippen
Daddy.
at his best. We ain't talking about Scottie Pippen in year 2. We're talking about Scottie Pippen in year 7. That's what we're talking about.
Against Daddy. Against the teacher. Not against the teacher. That's just like Ron. Ron can raise his son up right now to be a baller. But he step his ass on the court against me. Guess what? You gonna sit your little ass down. I taught you this shit. Period. I taught you how to move. You ain't never gonna overtake me until I'm an old ass man.
Just so you know, plenty of disciples have been killed. Plenty of disciples have killed their teacher. Just so you know, plenty of them. So put that on
Scottie Pippen at his peak. Scottie Pippen at his peak was a better defender than Michael Jordan at his peak. But maybe that's another conversation.
Nobody said that. I said he wasn't stopping. I said he wasn't stopping Mike like Gary Payton was. Ricky Tan. But we do know who. We do know.
Okay, Chris Tucker, check this out. Scottie Pippen going back on Michael Jordan.
Hold on. We do know the nigga you praise. Hold on, the dude you praise. We've seen him get locked up by. Hold on, we've seen him get locked up by a 5'5" dude named JJ Barea. Now shut your ass up.
That happens. We've also seen Michael Jordan have bad games. We saw Michael Jordan against the Knicks have a bad game. We saw Scottie Pippen save Michael Jordan against the Knicks. We saw Michael Jordan
against the Knicks. He thought.
Yeah, what we doing?
You just be talking,
all right, man. fellas, we got to move on. My man B Smooth got to get out of here soon, so I got to get these next two tandems up here because I want to hear what B Smooth feels about him. How much longer you got, B?
I got about 5 minutes here.
About 5 minutes. Cool. Yo, Steve, hit me with the next one. What we got? We got Kawhi Leonard and Tony Allen as a defensive duo on the perimeter. How are we feeling about this? B Smooth, I'm coming to you first.
This is the best one if I'm being honest with you. If this is like a 2-on-2 tournament, Sidney Moncrief's what, 6'3", 6'4" at best. Tony Allen's what, 6'6", 6'7". I'm gonna go with this one. It's just easy.
Tony Allen's 6'4".
But he one of them 6'4s that play like he's 6'8".
I want to say he got a long wingspan though.
Yes,
so
he played a lot bigger.
He plays bigger.
Kawhi is very similar to Scottie Pippen too, so it's pretty much. I'm gonna go with this one easily.
And what would you rate it?
I'd rate it probably 9.5 out of 10. Unless you got Jordan, LeBron coming up, this is probably the best one.
All right. What's how else we feeling about this, fellas?
I'm giving it a 10. I'm giving it a 10. That's the best duo we've seen. That's a 10. One of my idols went on record saying Tony Allen was the best defender he ever played, and Kobe Bryant's one of the best scorers I've ever seen. Tony Allen was a dog. No matter where he was at, no matter what team he was on, he was a dog defensively. If it's first team all defense, you say that for a reason. He was a dog. And Kawhi Leonard, again, peak for peak, one of the best defenders of this era. Dude is a dog, and he's giving you buckets. We ain't talking about offense, and he's giving you buckets on top of that. But he is a dog defensively. I'm 9.5 on the low end, but I'm going 10.
I just want you guys to know, just so you know, Sidney Moncrief.
I'm going to 9.
You know that Sidney Moncrief.
I'm going to 9. I'm going to 9.
Me too, Ticket. I'm right there with you, Ticket. Because just so you know, Sidney Moncrief was the Defensive Player of the Year in back-to-back seasons. Just so you know, he did it twice. The only guard to do that. That's number one. Number two, Scottie Pippen. He's losing Defensive Player of the Year. That Kawhi Leonard is winning it. He's losing it to Hakeem Olajuwon. He's losing to David Robinson. That's who he's losing out. He's losing out to Dennis Rodman. That's who Scottie Pippen is losing out to when you're talking about being the Defensive Player of the Year. Now, when you're talking about overall defenders, them two dudes against Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief, I think it's a lot closer than you guys think. You think it's the best duo. I can appreciate what Tony Allen was doing, and that's what stamped him. What Kobe Bryant said about him, 100%. That's what stamped him. But what stamped Sidney Moncrief?
I'm giving him a 9. Chill. I would have won a 10, but I'm gonna go at 9 because he ran from Luka. So that's the only reason.
Who ran from Luka?
Leonard
Collide.
did, yo. He ain't want none of that
Oh,
smoke.
Leonard.
Hey, but this is them in their prime, though. This is them in their prime.
They can't be
That's
smooth.
Clippers
You
Kawhi.
saw it.
I
You
thought we were
saw
doing-
it.
I thought we were
He
doing-
didn't want
We're
it.
talking
You
Kawhi
want
now.
Luka.
I thought we were doing prime in their peak.
He
Kawhi,
didn't want nothing to do
San
with
Antonio
Luka.
Kawhi.
We have
We talking
Pat
San Antonio
Beverly
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
We talking San Antonio Kawhi.
Yeah,
That was
okay,
Clippers.
just
Hey,
like-
Ron, you started in 4K, Ron. Ron, you started in 4K. That boy ran from
I'm
Luka.
glad you brought
And
Nah,
Luka
for sure. But
turned that up.
ticket. He ran from Luka, but he ran to LeBron though. So that
Right.
them cancel each other out.
I'm saying.
I give you that.
San
Yeah,
Antonio.
I
San
think
Antonio
it's
Kawhi different.
closer. Like I had the Scotty and Sidney Markieff at 9. This is at 9.5. To me, it's right there. Just I was like Kawhi to me is not too far from Scotty, and then Tony Allen and Sidney Markieff. I give Sidney Markieff the edge, but Tony Allen was a dog on defense, man. And
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was
both
with
at
the
their
ground.
best. Kawhi was it's like a machine. He's like a machine on defense. No move is not calculated. He's calculating every move you're thinking of. He's thinking of it before you. So I got
Except for against Luka.
me. It's not Spurs Kawhi's not running from
That's
Luka,
not
Luka,
Kawhi.
hold on. Luka, hey, Luka, hold on.
Yo,
Hey, Shallow.
yo,
Luka
thinking his
told
knees was
his
hurting that series. He was like, boy, I ain't finna get out here dealing with this Slovenian
told
boy.
his Luka ran through that whole Clippers team.
Couldn't beat him though.
Spurs Kawhi is
No,
not
I'm saying, hold on. You can't. Oh, you playing against the whole fortress. They supposed to have the best defensive guard back court in NBA history at that time. You had Pat Beverly, Paul
They had
George.
Pat Bev that year too, right?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. And
They had Pat
Luka
Bev.
ran a train on
They did in the
all of
back.
these. He
They
ran
did.
all of these. Come on.
Yeah, they had Pat Bev on him before Kawhi.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Like it may not be brought up. I would like for it to be, but like when we look at like, you know, when you look at prime moments of somebody's career or marquee moments, we gotta go to that and mention that he ran through a team with Pat Beverly, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, and did whatever he wanted to do.
36 a game in that series. I think he had something like 36 a game.
By
in that
himself.
I might go
Yeah,
back
it
and
was like
watch that
36 a
series.
game.
All the creative first teammates.
If
I know y'all ain't talking about praise the loser
KP
because I ain't do nothing since he been in LA.
Man, yeah.
if KP
Wait till
didn't get
Luka
hurt,
the
I
best
think
player in the
if
We're
world.
not
KP
praising
didn't
nothing
get
he's
hurt.
done in LA. We're not praising him. We're praising Luka.
Fellas, though, we got to get to the
I ain't
next
saying
hit.
that. No, hold on. They talking about praise the loser. We just talking about defense. We ain't talking about winning championships. None of that. We talking about just defense.
that's
I'm saying that couldn't give Kawhi number 10 because I seen Kawhi literally run from a nigga. He ran from Luka, nigga.
Oh, he
Luka was
was
cooking
running.
his whole team. Ty Lue put everybody. This the same nigga who ran to LeBron, but you run from Luka. When Luka's cooking your whole team, man, come on,
Yo,
man.
we got to put this.
40. Come on, man.
We got to put this next graphic on the screen before B Smooth leaves. I want to hear from him. So let's get to the last one, Steve. Go ahead, and throw that up there. We got Pat Beverly in his prime now. Whatever is the coldest version of Pat Beverly on defense, and Dennis Rodman. But I'm thinking Detroit Dennis Rodman when he was guarding Jordan. That Dennis Rodman. How are we feeling about this duo?
It's tough. This is the worst one. I ain't gonna hold you. I think this is the worst one here. I think Patrick Beverly weighs this thing down. I think you want to talk about someone hacking, it's Patrick Beverly. If you want to talk about someone fouling and injuring people, that's Patrick Beverly. D. Rodman's gonna be talking trash. He's gonna be doing his thing, but he's gonna be carried by one man here. I don't like this one. This is probably I'm gonna go 4.5 out of 10 on this one.
4.5 out of 10 is crazy.
It's the worst one by far. It's the worst one.
Yeah, I was the worst one.
I do agree.
You don't? I think it's the worst one too.
Who's the Bruce Bowen one with? Who's Bruce Bowen with? Who's that? Bruce Bowen.
Are y'all sure that's
He
the
was with
worst one?
He was with Howard. He was with Howard.
Hold on. Are y'all sure this is the first one? Because first of all, you're gonna have pressure on the perimeter, hellified pressure, full court, and then you got another dude that's getting all the rebounds, that's pissing everybody off, that's hitting dudes in the nuts, that's grabbing dudes in the balls, all kind of stuff. So, like I said before,
Pat Bev, that same way on ticket. It's antics.
So
From the minute the ball, it's 94 feet of antics. But actual defense too, though.
Hold on, Ron. We've seen Dennis Rodman lock up Shaq before. We've seen Dennis Rodman guard wings. We've seen Dennis Rodman guard all the great big men in NBA history in the post. And he out here getting damn near 20 rebounds a game. Bro, I'm sorry, man. I ain't gonna give him a 4.
I'm talking about Detroit. Detroit Dennis Rodman, though, when he was actually on the wing, when he was checking Jordan. This Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Pat Bev just weighs
Y'all
down.
want 7, man. They
Pat
expected
Bev
a 4.
weighs down.
Four is
Yeah,
different.
4 is crazy.
Be smooth. You
No,
wild.
a 7 is crazy. What are you talking
No,
about?
I think what with Be Smooth, it was just his scoring rank. Like he might have gave the other team the 7. So based on that, it's gonna be a 4.5 or 6. Not
Be smooth. Be smooth as a defender. You got the best rebounder of his era.
We ain't talking about solos, we're talking about duos here, right? There's another
That's
player
what
on
I'm
the
talking
team,
about.
right?
So the stuff that you do that's detrimental, he makes up for that. He makes up for all of that.
That
Wait,
rebound does not
hey,
make up for
look,
Pat Bev.
Hey,
Nah, in the great words.
defense.
No, hold on. In the great words, in the great words of
who he
Chitchat,
was as a perimeter defender.
hold on.
What
In the great words of Chitchat,
No, hey,
in the great words of Chitchat, hold on. In the great words of Chilltown, you can be as good as you want. Them antics and the things you do is turning me off of you. I believe in Dennis Rodman. Take it, hold on. Take it, wait. Dennis Rodman, I believe in wholeheartedly. But in the words of an all-time great loser, that man Pat Bev is fooling y'all. He just out there running hard. He just running around. So I'm giving him a 6. I'm gonna give him a 6.
Hold on, Damo.
Damo, did Russ tell us?
Why is Pat Beverly in the league then? Hold on, why is Patrick Beverly in the league then? If he's fooling us, why does he have over a 10-year career in the NBA? Because he ain't no offensive wizard.
He's a phenomenal agent.
Hold on. Why do people say what?
He has a phenomenal agent, bro. His agent is a dog. His agent's a dog, bro.
I'm just hold on.
Is Rich Paul his agent? I'm asking you. His agent, bro. Is Rich Paul his agent? He's with Clutch Sports.
So he wasn't. Hold on. So he wasn't a great. He wasn't a great defender with the Rockets. He wasn't a great defender with the Rockets.
What was that, Chilltown?
Hey, Chilltown, I'm just asking, was he a great defender with the Rockets? Was he a great defender with the Houston Rockets?
Great is a pushing it.
I mean, he hurt people greatly. He did a great job hurting people.
Hold on. He was all defense. Hold on. He was all defense. That has to be great. If you're all defense, you're great. Defensively. What do you mean pushing?
Pat Bev's the worst defender that we've seen on this whole list. So that alone, to me, I can't.
Hold on. No, I'm not talking about. What? Hold on. We still talking about. Well, we're talking about greats. We ain't talking about scrubs, nigga. We talking about greats. So even if he's the worst player on the greats, he's still in the list of the greats.
I agree with this being the worst duo because he brings it down so much. He's by far to me the worst defender on this list. And Dennis Rodman is
hold on. How does he bring him down?
I don't think Patty Beverly is ever a lockdown defender.
My question
He's got multiple all defensive selections.
Is Russ right?
I know he does, but to me, Pat Bev was never
absolutely chill. He tricked everybody.
Hold on.
He's just running around, man. Running around hard, barking. He just fooling everybody. He looks like a good defender. He looks like one, yeah.
He was a dude that came from overseas. How does he trick you and win multiple and get selected to multiple all defensive teams? How?
Because he's a good defender.
How does he trick the whole NBA into get selected to multiple all defensive teams?
He was a good defender.
I think
how was he made damn near over $100 million in his career if he's tricking?
He was a good defender.
Back when they wasn't paying dudes like that. Hold on. He was a defensive guy getting paid $40-50 million just for playing defense. So how is he tricking?
Again, his agent is great.
Hold on. How is he tricking you when he went back to Minnesota and Minnesota saw their best success from when he went back over there?
They traded him the very next year.
How was he tricking you the years?
They traded him the very next year.
I don't think it was
Jimmy Butler
he was not the reason for that.
He was a key factor for them getting back to the playoffs that year.
Literally
the same team before. They didn't have him.
Last year, they were in the first round last year. What are we talking about?
No,
they were
I
in the
didn't
first
say
round
that.
last year.
Before that, I said before that, Damo.
Jimmy Butler.
Damo, I said before that, homie. Damo. Hold on, Damo.
Did he not get out the first round? Jimmy Butler?
Hold on, Damo. But this defeats your logic. The team was better with Pat Beverly. They were better with Pat Bev than they just were with Rudy Gobert, 3-time defensive player of the year. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it, Biggie Smalls.
Was the only difference Rudy Gobert and Pat Bev? There was no other difference in the players, systems, how the things ran.
Hold on. That was a deal. That was a trade. That was a trade. Rudy Gobert and Pat Beverly and some of those role players. Pat Bev left. They got worse. These is facts.
Vando was gone.
Most of them was picked. Most of them was picks.
So Vando wasn't important. Is that what you're telling me? Vando wasn't important?
Lost Vando. Like we're gonna bring that up. No.
They lost two of their better defenders. They lost Pat Bev, which is one of their better defenders. I'm not saying he can't play defense. I'm just saying on this list of all-time great defenders, he's not competing with a lot of these other guys. So no one is saying he can't play defense. Correction. Let me be very clear. Hold on. Let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. I'm biased. I don't like Pat Bev. So when I'm talking Pat Bev, I ain't speaking from a biased perspective. I'm not speaking unbiasedly. He's a scrub to me. I've watched him hurt too many players. I've watched him almost hurt too many players. I've watched him almost hurt his teammates with his dumb defensive antics. So I'm speaking from a biased point of view. Unbiased aside, no bias aside, he is a good defender. He's a great guard defender in the NBA. He's in the NBA because of his defense, obviously. But compared to the other guys we have seen, the other guard defenders we've seen, he's at the bottom of that. It is what it is. What guy have you seen as a guard defender that is better than?
All right, bro. I'll check y'all.
All right, Smooth.
I'm not saying. Hold on. I'm saying he ain't no 4, bro. That man made 3 all defensive.
So arguably smooth with that. I said 6. I said 6.
I said 5. He doesn't belong on this list. What's a great Pat Bev
I'm a 5
defensive moment? What elite game or
he stripped LeBron James? That was it. That was his defensive
moment. Like who has he shut down in a big moment? Who
didn't he go crazy that game when Minnesota won in the play-in and he was jumping on the table and whatnot?
He went crazy after the game, but
he was
celebrating for no reason. Hey Ron, the Clippers ain't been the same since he left.
Who they beat? It's because they beat who they beat. That's what it was.
Hold on, Pat Bev was a big reason they went to the conference final.
Can you give me one
Am I lying, Jalen Carter? Pat Bev was a big reason why they went to the conference finals. When Ty Lue put Pat Bev back in the starting lineup, Pat Bev locked shit up. He jumped all over Donovan Mitchell and put his ass in handcuffs, nigga. You remember Chilltown?
He didn't want Kawhi Leonard. He ain't want Kawhi Leonard, just so you know. He was a big part. He was the heart. He was like the heart.
He put them niggas Chilltown. He put them niggas in handcuffs. Chilltown. Pat Bev, remember, he was on the bench. When they only turned the series around when Ty Lue went and put it back in the starting lineup. Pat Bev turned that whole series around and helped lead them to the NBA Western Conference Finals for the first time ever in the Clippers history. That was because his defense and Terrence Mann. Them two dudes turned that whole series around defensively. They got all over.
Hello? Y'all can hear me? Yo, hey, damn, we need Ox up here with his strong ass breath to unfreeze the whole screen. But look though, y'all, I guess the producers don't like the fact that we only at like 269 likes. They said we got to get up to 500 before they unfreeze everybody. So I don't know what to do for y'all. I mean, y'all can sit up here and listen to me talk, but y'all really don't like to hear me talk. So it's like, y'all want El Host or y'all want everybody else? If that's the case, y'all should probably start liking the stream. We at 315 now. In the meantime, I guess I'm gonna read some super chats to myself. I suppose. Baby Liger, hey, I apologize for what happened the other day, Baby Liger. But he said Pat Bev is garbage, bruh. Another super chat from Jersey Love. Jersey Love said, I got some crazy random start bench cuts. Wilson Chandler, Luol Deng, Caron Butler, David Lee, Carlos Boozer, Al Jefferson, Devin Harris, Jameer Nelson, Raymond Felton, Chandler Parsons, Kyle Korver, JJ Redick. It's unfortunate that everybody's frozen because we have 463 likes and nobody can answer it. So I'm going to read one more super chat. Hopefully by the time I get done with this, everybody can get brought back up. AC Black said the only thing Scotty couldn't defend was Larsa. Damn. We have 471 likes, so I'm gonna read another super chat. Man, y'all wow right now. Chill. I'm trying to get you out of bondage right now, but they oh no. The Tribe One said, will Murray be a 3-time All-Star by the end of his career? I'm assuming he's talking about Jamal. 505 likes. All right, cool. God damn. Whew.
We back.
Right.
We back.
Right.
We back.
Right.
We back.
Take the ice off. Okay, now take the ice.
Man, y'all sad, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jamal Murray will start making all
yeah, yeah.
from here on
Yeah.
out.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
Yeah,
will.
he should. Yeah, Jamal Murray makes
championship, you get a little bias towards you.
Damo, why you don't like that?
How many does he have right now?
That's
None.
not biased though, Damo.
0.
I mean,
So that
he's
mean-
one of the better guards in the West.
No,
I mean, we literally named players he should have made it over last year. He should have made it over Paul George. He should have made it. Hold on, last year he should have made it over PG. He should have made it over Ant-Man last year. How not? Ant-Man. Hold on, Ant-Man and them was playing like trash going into the All-Star break. That's true.
I don't think team success should be a requirement for an all-star. That's just me, though. But again,
dudes on trash teams don't get those selections. Dudes on trash teams don't get those selections, so that's cap.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
That's not true.
Yes, they do. Because DeJounte Murray made the All-Star team and San Antonio was in 10th place.
No. I'm saying normally, Chitchat. That's 1 year. Hold on, he made it one time.
Right. But the fact that they won the NBA championship and we remember how good he was when they was in the bubble, and now it looks like he's back to being Jamal Murray. I would be surprised if he did not make the All-Star team, especially considering how good Denver is going to be over the next 2-3 years. I'd be surprised if he didn't make the All-Star team because they're going to be good and he's going to be rolling. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't make the All-Star team.
If the Denver Nuggets are like clear head and shoulders 1-2 in the West, and he's having a comparable season to because I think it will come down to him being a top 3 guard in the West, which I just don't think is going to happen. Guys are going to have to
we already talked about
Did you have a problem with Draymond Green making All-Star teams? Did you have a problem with Draymond Green making multiple All-Star teams, Adamo?
No, but that was because the Warriors were typically the best team in the West, and it's a historical thing where it's been a historical thing where if you're a number 1 team in the West, if you're head and shoulders, you'll typically have 3 All-Stars from that team represent them in the All-Star game. So at least 2 before they had 3. And sometimes you'll have 4. The Hawks had 4 at one point. The Celtics had 4 at one point when they were 1. It's a normal thing.
Denver was the best. Denver was the best team last year. He didn't get selected. That was cap.
How many guards was he better than last year at that time? Because I don't think. I think there were better guards.
Ryan named the list the other day. He was better than a lot of guards.
Just in the Western Conference alone. So you had Anthony Edwards, you had Fox, Damian Lillard, Curry.
He should have made it over Fox. He should have made it over Paul George.
Fox? Crazy.
No, see, the thing with Jamal Murray is he always elevates in the playoffs. That's the thing. So when in the
he was still averaging as a second option. He was still putting up a dub on 47% from the field as a second option last year.
100%.
That's Fox was second option too, averaging 25.
Fox was it was better numbers. You know what I mean? I get though. If Denver is first place next season, they'll get at least 2
All-Stars. Next season, I get it. But if they're second, third, fourth seed, and you have guys who are clearly having better seasons than Jamal Murray, who's a second option, he's not going to make it. Hold on, but we've seen other players. We've seen other players do it as second options on lower teams.
Listen, Jamal Murray had a decent regular season.
That's all I'm saying. We've seen other players. We've seen other players as second options.
We've seen it before.
And I think
we've seen it before.
Go ahead, Shallow. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going, Shallow.
I feel like he's taking his playoff success and trying to mix it into the regular season. He had a decent regular season, but there's plenty of people who should have made it over him. So
right.
I don't think he should have made
now with that being said, Shallow.
Hold on. They were the best team, Shallow. They were the best team. Hold on. The year they went to the bubble. They were one of the top teams in the West. They were one of the top teams in the West the year they went to the Western Conference Finals, and Jamal Murray was balling that year.
Was as good back then. In the regular season.
Now remember too, remember, right? And you just talked about him having a subpar or good regular season. Now remember too, Shiloh, he was just coming off injury, so this was a transition year. So next year he's going to be better. That confidence is going to be higher. Not only is that confidence going to be higher,
he'll make it. I think once you win a championship too, it does add a little bias to the voters. Like, he's a champion now, so it's going to add something different. Whether he plays deserves it or not, it's going to add.
Right. So that's my whole point against the guys that are. Hold on. That's my whole point against the guys that he said was losing, Shiloh. My whole point is this, bro. The man been on the team. The Denver Nuggets have been one of the top teams in the West since he been on that team. These are facts. These are undisputable facts. The year they went to the bubble, they were one of the better teams in the West. These is facts. He was on the team. He was the second best player on that team. Normally, the top 2 or 3 teams in the West get 2 All-Stars.
Who should he have made it over? Like what? Dame, Steph, Luka.
I just told you. No, you're not. I didn't say Dame. You just said Dame. I didn't say Dame. I just told you the guys there. Ron had the list.
Paul George and Fox. He said overall.
I just told you, bro.
So the list ticket real quick. I'm just gonna run it down. So Ant was on the crew. Fox was on the crew. Luka was on the crew. Damian Lillard was on the crew. Curry was on the crew, and I don't think Curry played. Right? Yeah. I don't think Curry played. So SGA was on the crew. So that's 6 guards, and again, Curry didn't play. Yeah. Curry didn't play.
Ja was out. Was Ja done?
Ja played. Yes, he did. So Ja Morant
PG
played.
Was on the crew.
PG was on the crew.
Was PG as a guard or a forward?
I'm gonna say was PG as a guard or a forward because that's you keep saying PG.
Like, they don't have to. Hold on. For the guards and the forwards, they don't really have the counter positions. Remember, they just pick them as they.
Right?
Oh, we talking about guys just from the Western. But until they pick the crews, they going off of guys from the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, right? So in the Western Conference, Shea, Dame, Ja, Luka, and Curry, Ant, Fox.
I didn't hear a name that he should have made it over yet. I didn't hear a name that he should have made it over yet.
Paul George was a forward.
Paul George was a forward. None of those guys that he just named is somebody where I'm like, oh, nah, Jamal Murray should have been there over there because he had a better season. None of them.
Hold on. Keep in mind, on that list though, if things go as suspected, Dame might not be there. That's
Kyrie's there now.
That's a might. Oh, that's true. Kyrie is back.
Kyrie's there. There you go.
Yeah. Devin Booker too. Devin Booker
and don't let Bradley Beal have a good season. And the Suns are one of the best teams. Don't let Bradley Beal be having a good season. He's in the West. Come on now.
My goodness.
Like I said, it's not crazy to say no. The West is just stacked. He has to have a great year.
Yeah.
I gave y'all the dude. I just gave y'all the dude, bro.
Paul George was a forward. Ticket. Paul George was a forward.
Yeah, PG was
at the end.
I'm saying I gave you the no. But the guards and the forwards, they don't count them like that no more, bro.
Isn't it front court?
No, they don't count them like that now. This season coming up, they don't count them like that. Okay. Right. So now it's position.
Last season, no. Last season, they don't. No. Last season, they don't. No. Hold on, chill town. Last season, they didn't either. The new rule is now you won't be required to have a center. That's the new rule now.
One. The only way they went about it, they still went about it with players at somewhat position because there was I don't know if it was the past season, the season before that, there was that big uproar about Andrew Wiggins making the All-Star team and DeMar DeRozan making it, and he was either listed as a shooting guard when he played majority forward minutes or was listed as a forward when he played majority shooting guard minutes. It was some kind of controversy going on there, but I remember Lowe going on about it in the Twitter space where DeMar was having a crazy season, but he was just misrepresented or misplaced on positions, and it messed up how the battle was, and that's why Andrew Wiggins made it. So they still do go by positions somewhat. So again, Paul George was put as a small forward, and the guys that you kept saying Ant, you were saying Ant had a better season than Jamal Murray at that point in time. He was just better. It is what it is. It's not crazy.
He did.
Question, ticket. Why does Paul George come off and Murray go on? Just Paul George alone. Let's go with your logic and let's go with it being positioned. Why does Paul George come off and Murray come on?
First of all, it's easy. You want me to start with how many games he played?
I think he played like 55 games.
Do you want me to start there?
I mean, that's the only.
No. Right, hold on. So, and how many games did he play going into the All-Star break?
Couldn't tell you 20, 25.
Well, I think he missed the.
Right.
I think Paul George missed.
Wait! Don't say that. Hey, don't say that. I want Chilltown. I want Chilltown to stand on this. He's going to stand on his nuts today. He's going to be a man today. Now, like I said, how many games did Paul George play last year? Paul George played 56 games last year.
Okay, so he played 56 games last year,
right? Right. So and him and Kawhi were load managing before the All-Star break. Right. And you still get and the Clippers they weren't even in the playoff picture at that time. How do he get a selection? I want you to think about this. How he get a selection but a dude who's the second best player on the Denver Nuggets did on the number one team.
Well, again, because of the season that he was having.
At that time, no, he. What do you mean? Hold on.
So
listen,
so of those
again,
56 games,
he
so
was playing
26
minimum
games
games.
left. So the 26 games that's left in the regular season, how many of those games, of those 26 games, did he miss after the All-Star break ticket?
Oh no, he played the majority of those games.
After the All-Star break?
Remember, they were low managing at the beginning of the season. Remember, the dude Kawhi
Right.
and Paul George, they were missing every other them two dudes have only played like 100 games.
I know
they
how
haven't
many
played
games
a series together in the playoffs.
I'm talking about last season after the All-Star break. So you got, I think it was 28 games left after the All-Star break, plus the playoffs. How many games did Paul George miss?
It was 22. It was 22.
Okay,
it was
22 games. So when did he get hurt? When did Paul George get hurt? Because he didn't play at all in the playoffs. And it wasn't like he got hurt right before the playoffs.
No, well, he got right. No, he got hurt like before, like early in the season, he got hurt. Remember, he missed time. And then when he came back, he got hurt again and he missed that time. And then he got hurt right before the playoffs when he hurt his knee. Remember when he hurt his knee right before the playoffs?
That's what I'm talking
when
about. That was right after that was right after the All-Star break. That wasn't long after the All-Star break. How many games did he miss after the All-Star break? That's the $1 million question.
He man, listen, bro. Because
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to, because what I'm trying to make sense of is I'm trying to make sense of why he got to come off the crew and Murray has to go on the crew. Because again, we talking about a Paul George who was 24 and 6 last year.
Hold on. For the same
24
reason,
and 6. And we're not talking about a team
for the same reason when they go to Golden State Warriors were winning 56 games. Stephen Clay first year that Klay Thompson made the All-Star team. His second year, I believe.
Klay
Same reason why
got to keep it
Klay
pushing though. We got to keep it pushing because with the defensive duos, I got something else for us to get into.
We'll get back to this.
Okay.
Steve, you want to go ahead and put that on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've talked about each duo, we got to get these brackets going. Unfortunately, Damo left, so now it's going to be you four and Shaq. I'm going to need you guys to jump in with this too. So first, it's essentially going to be a start bench cut, but we're not going to do the start bench. We're just going to cut somebody on each side. So on the first side, on the left side, we'll call that the West, and we'll call it the East. On the West, you got Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief. Then you got Bruce Bowen and Drew Holiday. Then you got Ron Artest and Marcus Smart. On the East side, you got Shane Battier and Gary Payton. Then you got Kawhi Leonard and Tony Allen. And last but maybe least, you got Pat Beverly and Dennis Rodman. So we're going to cut a team from both sides, and then we're going to get into the bracket. So on the West side, I need each of you guys to tell me collectively who you're going to cut out of these three.
Artest and Marcus Smart are out.
I'm gonna cut Bruce Bowen and Drew Holiday.
Bruce Bowen and Drew
Holiday.
Go. Get out of here.
All right, so hold on.
Who you saying?
Cutting Bruce Bowen and Drew
Chill.
Holiday.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask everybody. Chill. I'm gonna start with you.
Artest and Marcus Smart are out.
All right, so one for Artest and Marcus Smart. Shiloh.
The hack, Bruce Bowen and Drew Holiday.
Okay.
Yeah, Bruce Bowen, Drew Holiday got to go in this one.
That was you, Jalen? You said Bruce?
Yeah.
All right, so Bruce and Drew got 2 tickets. Which direction are you going?
I'm rolling with Shrilltown.
Deadlock.
You're saying Artest and Marcus Smart?
Yep.
All right,
now
so
you got to go to the crowd, right? Now you got to go to the crowd. Yeah. I'm going to stand with Chill on that.
So, Chad, I'm running poll right now. I need you guys to vote who's out.
Come on, Chad. You know what's
Chill, I stood on business with you, dog. See how I stand up for you?
And I stand up for you.
No, don't form an alliance.
When it's me,
yeah, now they're pairing up. Now they're trying to pair up out here.
When it's me, you're going to step on me, Chill Town. You're going to step on me.
Never.
You're going to step on me.
Hold on, Ticket. Let's make sure we clear. When people try to do you dirty, do I not have your back? Sit there and say I don't have your back. When people try to put words in your mouth and people try to say shit that you didn't say, sit there and say I don't have your back.
Chat, it's a poll up right now. Y'all got a minute. Jump in that poll and vote.
Say it, Ticket.
Oh
Hey,
shit,
Ron, they
Ox
gonna
is in
say
here.
They gonna go against
Was
us
that
because they
Ox?
gonna say that it's me. They gonna go against us because it's me.
Lil Ox.
Nah, they're gonna go. They're gonna vote out Bruce Bowen because he gotta go.
All right, my bad. Big Ox.
Hey, watch how you talking to me, big fella. Hey, big
Talk that
fella.
talk, Ox.
Make sure that you know who they talking to before they talk, big Ox.
My bad,
Hold
my
on
bad.
now.
I'm just
That's how you
making
talk
sure.
to me,
I'm just
man.
making sure he's standing. What Ticket say? I'm just making sure he's standing on his nuts today. Oh, I'm just making sure.
He said he gonna approach you with biscuits, man. What's up, man?
Hey, Ticket.
When you see me, get your
Hey,
hands
the bigger they are, the harder they get dunked on.
up. What's the duo we voting on?
So the duo right now is you want to put the graphic back up, Steve? So on the left, we voting the worst duo, and right now we're tied at 2 with Bruce Bowen and Drew Holiday, and Ron Artest and Marcus Smart.
I got the worst one is
Or you can vote Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief.
Stop it. The
All
worst
right.
one. The worst one.
We
is,
already know he ain't doing that.
the worst one is Bruce.
Thank you.
Bruce and Drew.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
Ox knows.
All right. Well, as of right now in the chat, Bruce and Drew are up 52-48 in terms of who's the worst duo. Ox just came and said they're the worst. So Bruce and Drew, Bruce Bowen and Drew Holiday have been eliminated.
Good job, chat.
I told you they was gonna go against
Chat knows.
I told you they was gonna go
You
against
guys know ball. You
I
guys
told
know
you that,
ball.
Ron. Ron, what I told you, they was gonna go against us, bro.
All right, y'all. So now,
Ron, if you think about it, Drew Holiday at his best is better than Marcus Smart at his best.
Agreed.
If you think about it, Bruce Bowen and Ron Artest at their best.
No,
Ron Artest, Ticket. You know it's Ron Artest.
Listen, hold on, but I'm saying it's not. Hold on, I'm saying it's not the landslide that it is on the other side.
Ticket. Just the other day, you was on here talking about Ron Artest.
I'm not saying that, bro. I'm saying it's not. Hold on, Bob. I'm saying it's not a landslide on the other side. Is what I'm saying.
I see it.
But the way you was just talking about Ron Artest last week.
Drew Holiday.
No, I'm not saying that, Bob. Listen. I'm saying it's not a landslide between him and Bruce Bowen, bro. I hold Bruce Bowen in high regard. I hold Bruce Bowen defense in high regard.
And Batty is a better defender than Bruce Bowen.
Talk about it.
No, man, man, boy, you better get off them fumes, boy.
Yes, he is.
Ask Chitchat what he think. Ask Chitchat what he think.
All right, y'all. We got to move to the east side. So, Steve, go ahead and throw that graphic back on the screen. So, as you can see, Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief have advanced. Ron Artest and Marcus Smart have advanced to the next round. Now we going clear to the East Coast, and we got Shane Battier and Gary Payton, Kawhi Leonard and Tony Allen, and we got Patrick Beverly and Dennis Rodman. I need you guys to tell me of these three, who's the worst. I'm gonna go around the block, and you guys let me know. I'm gonna start with you, Chilltown.
This better be unanimous.
This is an easy one.
The one that's out?
Yeah.
Easy one.
Dennis and Pat Beverly.
Hold on, who was at the top, Ron? It was Miami Heat.
Shane Battier and
Gary Payton.
And Gary Payton.
Gary Payton.
Yeah, get them one Chilltown set out of here, man.
All right, that's two for them. Shiloh, who you got?
Let's be real. The one that should have been in this conversation. Pat Beverly and Dennis Rodman.
All right, Jalen.
Pat Bev running around the corner.
I don't think dumb shit to say.
Pat Bev gotta go.
All right, Ox.
First of all, respect Pat Beverly.
Oh, here comes Ox.
First of all, respect Pat Beverly.
Put some respect on it.
I was listening, but I have real bad reception. Plus, I'm in the car with the kids, so I couldn't get up and defend Pat Beverly. Y'all was
get him out.
Y'all was disrespecting Pat Bev, and that wasn't right. On top of that, this duo isn't bad because of the high energy of Dennis Rodman. Pat Beverly will make you throw bad passes because he's a pest. He'll make you lob that ball up in the air, and Dennis Rodman is gonna go get those steals. With that being said, they're out of there.
Hey, personally, we know out of Dennis Rodman and Pat Beverly, I think it's the most active duo up here. For whatever it's worth, whether it's causing chaos, whether it could be hacking, it could be pushing, it could be whatever. But they riling up the offense the most. I think
they're also the most likely to get tossed. They're the most likely to get tossed out the game too. Those two.
Facts.
Ron, eye gouges, cupping balls, all kind of stuff. They crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a bean. If so, let's say it's me and Ox, and we gotta play against one of these duos. that may be the last duo I want to play against. Because and I'm gonna tell you this, because I know I'm gonna leave that duo scratched up, beat up, and I might end up getting in a fight with them.
Nah, we fighting, man. We fighting for sure.
You throw hands, right? Yeah, you definitely throw hands.
At this, because when you playing that duo, you're gonna be like, man, at this point, it's not even basketball anymore. Y'all just attacking my integrity.
At this point, we just walking outside like, come on, man. We're not doing this.
Let's do it.
But all right, let's put the graphic back up. Let's get into the semifinal rounds. Pat Bev and Dennis Rodman are gone. They're out of there. See ya. All right, so we're going to come back to the West Coast. And we have Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief versus none other than Ron Artest and Marcus Smart. How are we feeling about this, fellas? Who are we voting out?
Oh, I think this is pretty easy too.
Man,
All right, well, Shiloh, we're going to start with you.
the team,
You got to go Scotty and Sidney Moncrief. In my opinion, this is the second duo that was shown today. Second best duo that was shown today. Marcus is good, but Marcus Smart just to me doesn't match up with Sidney or Scotty like that. So he's the weak link. So I'm going to go get Artest and Marcus Smart out of here.
Wait, who's the weak link, Shiloh?
Two defensive players of the year, by the way.
Marcus Smart is the weakest one. He brings down the Artest. So I gotta go Scotty and Sidney.
All right, Jalen, what direction you going?
To advance.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm a join Shiloh here. Go Scotty and Moncrief. I think Scotty's the best defender out of the four, so I think that's going to give him the edge. I think as a duo, they pair up better than Ron Artest and Marcus Smart.
All right, Ticket. Who you got?
Yeah, man, I'm going with Scotty Simpson. You know, they go to the next round.
Okay, Ox.
Man, this I really like, as y'all know, I really like Marcus Smart. I really like Ron Artest. I just think it's just they outmatched. I think Scottie Pippen is probably the second best defender in league history. So
not matter.
I'm gonna have to go with Scotty and Sidney.
Okay, Chilltown.
It's unanimous.
Last but not least, it's
unanimous.
Hey, Steve, get him out of here.
Yeah, it's unanimous.
Coach.
Scotty and Sidney Moncrief advanced to the finals.
This next one now. This might be the final.
Bro, this is hard.
Good one on our
hands.
hands.
Close. Next one is close.
This is super
Prime
hard.
GP and Shane Battier versus a prime Tony Allen and Kawhi Leonard. Ticket, I'm gonna let you kick this one off.
What's that? Shane Battier and who?
And Gary Payton.
GP
versus Kawhi and Tony Allen.
Man, we just saying just at their best, right?
At their best.
I gotta go with Kalina, man. Dang, I hate going with that dude because you gotta go with Kalina.
Okay.
All right. Jalen.
Man, this one's close. You got Gary Payton, the best point guard defender of all time at his position. And I think you have Shane Battier, who may be one of the most underrated just because he didn't play on a lot of early career, didn't play on a lot of great matches. That you talk about knowing the angles, defensive intelligence. I think he's right up there. The body type, the size, strength. He had all the physical tools. You got Kawhi, who might be the most gifted defender physically. You know, the size of his hands against the length, lateral quickness for his size, can guard 1 through 4 at his peak. And Tony Allen, the dog. It's close, but I'm gonna edge this one out. I'm gonna go with Gary Payton. We saw what he did to Michael Jordan in the words of Ticket. You saw what he did to Michael Jordan, clapped him up. We're gonna give the edge to Gary Payton.
Yeah.
So you got Gary Payton and Shane Battier.
Yeah, Jalen.
I got Gary Payton and Shane Battier.
I told y'all them dudes just be going against me to go. They just be going against me to go against me.
I know
Gary
Payton, man.
Justify.
You know how good Gary Payton is. You know how good Gary Payton is.
Gary. Hold on,
Okay,
I'm with you on Gary, but we just hold on. We talking about just at their best is what he's saying. Like he's not talking about their careers and nothing. He's just saying at their best. You know, at their best is Tony Allen. Like I said, man. I'm thinking of Tony Allen.
Let me jump in there.
Go ahead. Who you got?
Let me jump in there real quick. So we go individually. There's no pest like Tony Allen, except for the great Gary Payton. On the other end, I gotta look at it like as a duo on the team. I can't look at it individually. I got to think about Shane Battier being in help, and I would argue that Shane Battier might be a better help side defender than Kawhi Leonard.
Not mad at it.
I gotta go with Shane Battier and Gary Payton.
Big Ox knows.
Just not because of individual defense. Because if I go individually, I think obviously Kawhi, Tony Allen. Oh my God, that's crazy to even say. Oh, bro, hold on, bro.
All right, Ox, we'll come back to you. We'll let you gather your
Hold
thoughts.
on, bro. I got to think of this. Is so hard, bro.
Chilltail, have you decided which direction you want to go?
Oh,
yeah, I agree. This is probably the toughest one.
Ox just took the words right out of my mouth. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of a duo. I ain't looking at it just from these guys individually as defenders. I'm looking at this as a duo, and I think Shane Battier off the basketball as a duo. I think he plays better off the basketball with Gary Payton than what Kawhi Leonard does with Tony Allen. As good as Kawhi Leonard is as an on-ball defender, as good as Kawhi Leonard is as a transition defender, as good as Kawhi Leonard is in terms of getting hands to passes off the basketball, as a duo, I don't think he'd be as good than Gary Payton and Shane Battier together. So I'm going with Shane Battier and Gary Payton.
Well, Shane Battier might be one of the smartest defenders I've seen. Like you know what I'm saying? I gotta stick with my vote, right?
All right, Shiloh.
Yeah, Chill alluded to it. I was kind of decisive. I was going back and forth, but what Chill said kind of persuaded me to pick this decision. I feel like them individually, I would personally go Kawhi, Tony Allen, but I feel like Kawhi and Tony Allen are more better suited for on-ball defense, whereas you could have GP guard the dominant ball handler and then have Shane Battier guard the guy who runs off screens, pin downs, and do all the chasing stuff. I feel like Shane Battier is more versatile in defense. He could do that. Tony Allen, let's say he can't do that, but he's best at on ball. Where GP and Shane Battier can guard different, you know what I mean? GP guards ball, Shane Battier guards the guy off screen. So with that being said, I'm gonna change my answer. I'm actually go GP and Shane Battier.
All right, so GP and Shane Battier have advanced. Can you throw the bracket back up there? And I want you guys to know, other than Jordan and Pippen, I think this is the combination that picks up full court best.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know who you guys just voted out, which I don't necessarily disagree, but I just want you to know Kawhi and Tony Allen together
pick up full court better than
I'm not saying better.
Gary Payton, bro.
Well, I'm talking about as a duo.
As a duo. We just talking about as a duo.
Yo, y'all remember how Tony Allen used to strap up full court?
Yes.
And I mean, we talking about a Spurs Kawhi Leonard. If he guarding you full court ball, I think this mimics similarly to Jordan and Pippen how they used to just basically strap you up full court and just strangle you full court. That's a tough.
I didn't think Shane Battier is a better fit as a defender. As defenders, because they both can do different things. I feel like Kawhi and Tony Allen kind of both need to guard the ball.
No, absolutely. I'm just talking about on ball. With these two, that would be insane. Hey, but Shane Battier and Gary Payton advance. So now here we are in the finals. We got Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief versus Shane Battier and Gary Payton. Fellas, who are we taking? Shiloh, I'm gonna start with you.
This is so tough. Oh, why did I go first? Okay. So off rip, Scottie Pippen's the better defender out of these. The best out of these four, he's the better defender. Sidney Moncrief, like Cho said, back-to-back DPOY, could guard 1 through 3. But I feel like Shane Battier and GP is probably the best fit here. Because even with the Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief, they're best on ball. If Shane Battier be able to guard off ball players, I might have to go with GP Shane Battier with this one too. There's a fit. This is a fit, not individual. It's fit. I think it's the perfect fit with GP and Shane Battier.
All right, so we got one for GP and Shane Battier.
Ooh,
so I'm thinking about a disruptor. The head of your attack is your point guard. Sidney Moncrief is on your ass right from the beginning. And if that's not working, Sidney Moncrief can move over to the 2, which is your shooter. And then Scottie Pippen is on your ass, disrupting that part of your offense, completely doing it from end to end. So now when you get these two that can switch out, I can cover the one, you can cover the two, and then if the three gets going, Sidney Moncrief can move back over to the one, or he can move over to the two. Scottie Pippen can move over to the one. We completely disrupt your offense and throw a monkey wrench in everything that you're doing. I think it's Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief, and I don't think it's close, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, we 1-1 right now. Jalen Carter. Who you taking?
This one, I think I'm gonna have to just agree with a lot of what Chilltown just said there. You know, having a guy like Moncrief and Pippen who are able to switch into multiple guys, get the guy, you know, whoever gets hot, whether it's the 1, 2, 3, or 4, lock them up. I think still play off ball. I think Scottie Pippen can still disrupt passing lanes and is a really good defender off ball and help defense. So again, Scottie Pippen being the best defender on this list gives them an edge too. So give me Moncrief and Scottie Pippen.
Moncrief and Scottie Pippen. All right. Moncrief and Scottie Pippen up right now, 2-1. Big Ox, how you feeling?
We already know where Big Ox going. Don't even you gotta tell him. You already know what time it is with Big Ox.
No,
Big Ox, you ain't gotta give no explanation. Just tell us, because we already know what it is.
Nah, see,
say
y'all think I'm just Scotty biased, and that's not true. My reasoning behind the GP and Shane Battier over Kawhi and Tony Allen, I'm sorry, is more so because I believe in Gary Payton's leadership on the defensive end, and I believe in Shane Battier's ability to follow, that leadership, that instruction. Now, Scottie Pippen is a better off-ball defender than Kawhi Leonard was. Sidney Moncrief, like you said, is applying pressure. Scottie Pippen, like I said, second best defender of all time. Sidney Moncrief is on that list. This is pretty easy for me. Gotta go Scottie and Sidney.
Okay, no doubt. Ticket, where are you at?
I'm with Bob. He hit the nail on the head. I agree with Bob just said. Everything he just said, I totally agree with. I think he hit the nail on the head with it, man. So yeah, I had to go with Scotty in this case and Sidney.
All right, there you have it.
Nope. I'm going with Gary Payton. No, I'm just playing Ticket.
All right. So we gonna start an uproar in here.
I'm just playing Ticket.
You really wanted to do it. I know you did.
I know.
Yo, in the chat has also chimed in, and the chat matters. The chat got the biggest vote in here. They said that Gary Payton and Shane Battier are not better than Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief. 82% of y'all voted for Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief. So
I'm the only one.
you have it. Scottie Pippen and Sidney Moncrief are the best defensive duo up here.
Yeah, Charlotte, you was. I think you were looking at Gary Payton and Shane Battier individually and not realizing. When you get a minute, go do some homework on Sidney Moncrief as a full court defender. Just him as a full court defender. Go do some homework on Sidney Moncrief as a full court defender. He's the all-time. He was the all-time steals leader in the history of Arkansas basketball when he left college. And Arkansas, which was in, I believe it was the Southwest Conference, was a big-time league. He's the all-time steals leader in their history, and he was in the top 3. This is at the 2-guard spot. He was in the top 3 as a rebounder. I want to say he was an all-time leading rebounder, if not second all-time leading rebounder, something like that. Sidney Moncrief was an incredible defender, ball hawk. Like what you see with Tony Allen, think Sidney Moncrief except a better athlete.
All right, I'm gonna go see some Sidney Moncrief.
Go do some homework on Sidney Moncrief. He was incredible.
Yo, the chat in here calling Shane Battier weak, like.
Yeah, that's great. People don't realize how good Shane Battier is.
How many times did we see when he was in Miami, which I think his defensive prime was with Houston in Memphis. Even in Miami, LeBron didn't have to guard Carmelo Anthony because of Shane Battier.
And also too, Ox, like a lot of people, they see that calm demeanor, they see that classy guy. Wasn't nothing bitch about Shane Battier. Nothing.
Back down. He doesn't
If you think that you was gonna push Shane Battier around, come try it. Come try it.
Yo, Steve, can you throw this graphic up one more time? And I want to hear from everybody on our way out. Out of everybody up here, what would be your top duo? If you could draft 2 defensive players, and we got to shut down Michael and Jordan. All right, Michael and Kobe. My bad. Michael and Kobe.
Michael and Kobe. Oh wait, because none of it can shut down LeBron. But continue.
No, put Braun up there, and I'll drop Kawhi in a heartbeat. Put Braun in that. I'll get Kawhi to shut his ass down quick.
Nah, LeBron's still giving him.
All right, Braun. No, hell no, I'm not putting Braun in here. Michael and Kobe. Who are you guys taking out of everybody up here? Two guys. It doesn't matter who's up here.
I'll tell you right now, Ron, because I heard all that crazy shit Tick was talking a little bit earlier. And if we got to lock up Jordan, just give me Scotty. Scotty taking the ball from Jordan. Scotty gonna hold Jordan to about 18.
And who for Kobe?
Probably Gary Payton.
Oh, Gary for Kobe.
You going GP and Scotty.
GP and Scotty, yeah, because Scotty clamping Jordan, so I'm good with that.
All right, cool. Jalen, who people to guard?
I'm with Ox with the Scottie Pippen on Jordan. I think he'll definitely make it work. They could definitely make it struggle. They'll still get it because he's Michael Jordan. But give me Kawhi Leonard against Kobe Bryant. I think Kobe Bryant is not shooting over 40% against Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
40%? Okay.
Which Kobe Bryant?
You're dragging it now. You're dragging it.
Give me
Kobe Bryant talking about?
You want 05 Kobe?
I can tell you which Kobe Bryant he ain't talking about. He ain't talking about 06 Bryant.
You talking about Jalen? Hold on, Jalen. You talking about a prime Bryant? The same one that constantly torched Kawhi? That one?
He was over the hill. He was on the other side of the hill.
Prime Kobe never got to play Kawhi.
I don't know about that one, but
what you talking about? Hold on, what you talking about?
I got to bring up some of the games.
He wasn't with Kobe.
2005, 6 Kobe.
Achilles. Yes, that's Achilles. Well, you're so crazy for that statement.
No. I'm saying to you. Hold on. You saying something?
Yeah.
But they did play each other.
Okay,
Kobe and Kawhi.
They did play each other, right? For sure. I mean, let's look at the numbers. Yeah, they played each other. But again, Kobe was over the hill at the time, or older. But let me bring up Kobe.
The first time. The first 3 times Kobe played him, Kobe had 18, Kawhi had 8, Kobe had 28, Kawhi had 7, Kobe had 27, Kawhi had 11.
With Kawhi been playing,
this Brian on the other side of who he used to be now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. No doubt.
The last time they played was in 2016. Kobe had 25 and Kawhi had 20.
And that's a loss, Bryant. Bryant was over in 2016.
Don't be wrong, Kobe.
Though, we got to move on. So ticket. I need to know who you taking.
The under 40s what did it. That's what it is.
I'm taking Mike and Kobe.
No. Ticket. I know that. I'm talking about who you taking to guard Mike and Kobe out of everybody up here.
Who I'm taking a guard, Mike. Man, none of them niggas stopping Mike and Kobe. The only person you seen do it was Gary Payton. Slowed him down.
Okay, so Gary Payton.
So you would take Gary Payton and then who else?
To
stop Kobe?
Just slow him down. Kobe. Like we got 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, yo. We need stops, ticket. We need stops. We got to slow these dudes down.
Tony Allen.
Okay. Can we draft Tayshaun Prince?
Call him up.
That's something different right there. That's true.
So you got Gary Payton and Tony Allen ticket?
Yeah, because I think Tony Allen did a great job against Kobe anyways.
All right, cool. And last but certainly not least, Chill. Which defensive duo are you taking?
Oh, last. I didn't go.
The one that won. To be honest with you, the one that won.
That one?
I definitely didn't go, Ron. I definitely didn't go. But
my bad, Charlotte. My bad. Go ahead, player.
I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go Kawhi and Scotty.
Why Scotty?
6'8". Oh my God. Who can't they guard? Who's 6'8" long defenders?
Damn, nobody taking Ron Artest?
I thought about Ron Artest, but Kawhi and Scotty is deadly.
You got love for Ron.
I'm thinking about. Like Ticket said about what Gary Payton and Jordan did. I'm thinking about Kobe Bryant in 09 in the playoffs, asking Ron Artest if he a stand-up comedian, because this dude ain't got nothing for me. He can't do nothing with me. No, he can't do nothing with me. So nah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, y'all. Well, you know what point of the show it's at, but you know exactly where to find us tomorrow. Same place, same time. Maybe not the same
easy.
But the same entertainment.
Hey Mars, you and Fluent take them thongs off and stop ducking his fade.
Players calling out.
Awesome.